anything can happen. There's no sure thing.
How did that go in?
Every play,
Oh, my goodness!
every shot,
Are you kidding me?
every swing is a risk if you bet.
I can't believe that just happened.
There's no easy money. There's no luck. And no one wins all the time. If you bet responsibly and always set a limit. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Before we get to the new coach of the Lakers, JJ Redick, Drapes, what are we doing? Have you heard that there's a lot of people in the area that are just going crazy and pulling their hair out over what Malik Monk posted to Instagram yesterday? Have you heard about this?
I heard it. I saw it myself.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are we doing? What's Malik doing?
He's just celebrating the fact that he's going to have a lot of money real soon.
Why'd he say the Rockets so?
Because he's going to blow up like a rocket.
I don't know, man. Do the Rockets even have the cap space to sign Malik Monk? But that like raised some eyebrows as far as I'm concerned. Is there a sign and trade available or something like that? I don't know.
2 rocket emojis. Mama, look, we made it. He's too smart to do that.
I don't know. You know how these NBA players are today, man, with their subliminal messages and everything like that. And you got to, read into it, a little deeper than what's out there. When I saw that, I thought, are the Rockets in the mix?
So you're one of these people I'm talking about.
No, don't get mad at me. I'm telling you, what is Malik doing? Like, let me look at the cap space the Rockets have real quick, because I didn't dive into this, if you will. But Houston, Not really. They don't have. Yeah,
They already have their backcourt is already.
Nah, but they're looking to make some moves. I told you a month ago, Whitey, look for the Houston Rockets to shake things up.
Did you hear about the trade they turned down, according to reports?
Which one was this?
The Pelicans say, hey, we'll give you Brandon Ingram for Şengün. And according to
that doesn't make sense.
Kelly Eco says the Rockets,
nah, you keep you're trying to pair Ingram with Şengün. Like Şengün's the centerpiece of what they're doing. Like now, if you said Jabari Smith or somebody like that, or even a Jalen Green, maybe I would think about it. But no, Şengün's not the piece you give up.
Yeah. Now we got Emmadrock here, among others.
Already?
Is Malik going to Houston? That's what people are wondering.
That's what I'm saying, big
Jay
fella.
so often is the voice of reason here. Jay, what people get a little overly excited here, right? Or was Malik tweaking some people?
A little overexcited. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the capacity of a Kyle Draper or a Whitey Gleason to say blow up like something else.
Yeah.
He didn't have the metaphors. He ain't E40. You don't have to gift the gab, Drake. You got to give him a break, sir.
I don't know, man. That raised some eyebrows, though.
So what should he have said? Blow up like a what?
Plus, how many things that
blow
you
up
can
like
blow
a candle?
Not
blow
up like a candle?
That's the other thing. There aren't that many
like
emojis for things you can blow.
No, you can't say that. Yeah, you can't say that.
Elon Musk?
You can't say it.
But you're already
How about a firework?
Blow up like a firework. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, blow up firework. I'm just throwing some things out there.
But is a firework compared to a rocket?
I don't know. Don't you got to be aware of that, though? Don't you have to know, if
he took it down? He probably wasn't like, oh, man.
Oh, did he take it down?
I believe he did.
All right,
see.
Put the heat on him.
Then people go, oh, he took it down. That means
yeah, exactly. That it might have just been a coincidence, but it had. This is what we do, Whitey. Don't blame us. I mean, if LeBron does something like, I don't know if you guys just saw what Trae Young did after the Lakers and JJ Redick news was mentioned.
What did he do?
Trae Young tweeted out an hourglass.
Well, that's pretty clear. He wants to go there. He's hoping to go there.
Okay, so we can read into that, but we can't read into what Malik Monk did.
I don't see any alternate reading to the hourglass. What else? What else could he be saying? We know he wants to go there.
Time is ticking. The draft coming up. Free agency. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Hawks are on the clock.
Maybe.
Maybe that's it. Something like that. So I don't know. But, man, I when I saw the Malik post, that's the first thing I thought.
All right.
Are the Rockets in the mix? And so I just looked at the cap space. They don't have the cap space to just sign him outright. But, man, that was it raised some eyebrows, man.
I also think we have to be resolved to the fact that he's probably leaving anyway. I think there were some people listening to, Alan and Chris, and they were saying, wow, some people are saying, oh, no, he's going to leave. This always happens to us. Look, he's probably leaving. If he stays, it's going to be cause for a massive celebration because he's probably already gone. Maybe I've just been preparing for that, but don't you agree? I mean, the way everything's been going, it's pretty apparent that he's probably going somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. And we heard from De'Aaron Fox at his basketball camp.
Yeah.
And he reiterated again, it's he's happy for Malik. It's time for him to get paid. And it just sounds like Malik is gone.
Yeah.
And,
unfortunately.
And so you've been, sort of preparing yourself for a while now for this. So you're operating like Malik is gone.
I thought I'd prepared everyone, but apparently not. There's a lot of people that are very disappointed and shocked here.
No, I just think when it does happen, it's going to sting.
That's
like
true.
You know it's going to happen. And you know it's going to hurt when it happens. If you're Monty McNair, and this is the thing that's interesting about this, and as I was driving in and I was thinking this, Pascal Siakam and the Pacers got their deal done just like that. The Kings have an opportunity to negotiate and talk with Malik right now.
Yeah.
Malik must know that other offers are going to be forthcoming. Because if not, I'm sure the Kings offered the max that they can give him. Why not just wrap it up? The fact that this is taking so long and that this is going to drag into, June 30th, July 1st, leads me to believe same thing with Paul George, too. with the Clippers. Clippers got a chance to re-sign him right now. Get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't heard anything about negotiations or contracts with Paul George. To me, it sounds like he's on the move. And so the longer this goes, as we get closer to June 30th, the start of free agency, the more and more likely Malik is gone.
The worse it looks for the Kings. My guy from Vallejo Amadrock's on fire. He says, I saw that Malik had a bag from the Webster. There is a store in Houston. Then he says, Whitey, the pic of him at the pool in Maui was very cryptic. Maybe he's buying a house on Maui. So, yeah, it's all there. Everything he's doing for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
He's foretold it in that one Instagram post.
Yeah, and Martin says Malik did post it right after the end of the NBA Finals when, the negotiations with your current team can begin. Mm-hmm. And so, Campio says Monk is signing with the Orlando Magic.
That's what I think.
All I know is if you're Monty, you're operating, whether it's the draft, trade, whatever, that you are not going to have Malik Monk.
Right.
Now, if you do have Malik, that's icing on the cake. That's the cherry on top. But right now, I got to operate and think, you know what? I got this hole I need to fill. I need some guard help. Malik's not going to be here. And then if you get him, you can't have too many guards. We've seen it with Boston. You get Drew Holiday and Derek White together, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. Like you worry about the positions later. You get the talent. And so if I'm Monty, I don't care if Malik's coming back or not. I'm operating like he is not as I try to improve my roster.
I am more troubled by this word on apparently. I say apparently I have to choose my words carefully. We don't know for sure whether this is true. I think this was Sam Amick today, right? Why Pascal Siakam refused to be traded to the Kings.
Yeah.
And I think this is Sam, right? The way it was framed to me, in an attempt to drive down what it would take to get him, some gossipy type feedback on his game had gotten back to him. So if this is true, he heard that the Kings were bad-mouthing his game somewhat, apparently in an effort to drive down his asking prices. Well, I'm not going there. I'm going to Indiana. Now that bothers me.
Yeah. Sam's tremendous, obviously a friend of our show. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying, you're trying to drive down the price on a player you so-called desperately want.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be different if you're the only team interested. Why try and badmouth and lower the price down of a player you want when, just like we just saw, he could just go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense. So Sam's tremendous, but I'm not buying that. And Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox, they've been around the block long enough where I don't think that would be a tactic that they would use.
I'll meet you halfway.
Okay.
If Sam says I was told that, I'm sure someone
told that. Right.
Yeah, and obviously Sam thinks it's someone who would know. But I'm with you. Here's what Sam had to say today with Jason Ross and friends.
You could argue it's petty, and I don't know. I'm not trying to take sides here, so it could be, off. But
that's fine. We'll take
for better or worse on the Siakam side, there was an inference from his camp that over the years, and I don't know what form this took, but that there were like behind the scenes, somewhat disparaging remarks made that came from the Kings about his game, and the way it was framed to me was that in an attempt to drive down what it would take to get him, that like some gossipy type feedback on his game.
We have some big news.
Wow, this is, oh my gosh. Oh, this kills me.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
Don't say nothing crazy. Sactown Sports breaking news.
Jay, this is a killer for both of us, big fella. Adrian Wojnarowski just tweeted out, the Chicago Bulls are trading two-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder for guard Josh Giddey. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts.
That's all right.
That's twofold. That's two
twofold.
guys.
Oh,
that's all right. Did you say that's all right?
Missed out on a good player, dodged a bullet on the other. I'm okay.
I almost lied, but if I didn't have that, I almost cut your mic.
I know that's a
what?
Caruso.
Zach
LaVine.
Huh?
As long as we get Zach LaVine.
Okay, so you're cool with Zach LaVine and no Caruso. Because a lot of people are saying, well, if we could get LaVine and Caruso.
No, I know.
But
I'm with you. I understand that. I never thought they're going to get both. That would have been great. But I'm also glad, like I say, I know you guys wanted Giddey. I don't want any part of Josh Giddey. Well, that's interesting, though. Forget what I think of it. That's an interesting deal.
Here's the issue with this trade, though. This shows me the Bulls value Josh Giddey more than whatever we were offering. Right?
Well, another big part of it is
absolutely
they kept him. They're going to have to keep Caruso. And so part of it was getting out from what they were going to have to pay him down the road.
Huh? Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Well, if you keep Caruso, you have to re-up him.
Them little bit of Scrabble, like, and you're going to have to pay Giddey more than you're going to have to pay Caruso.
Right.
I don't think so.
What?
Let me look at Caruso's contract situation here. Let me get him.
It's a very friendly contract now, but his next one, he is going to be asking for a lot more. So when you look at that, you're going to say he's not making anything, and that's true.
The other part of this, though.
But this was their major asset.
Yes.
This was their highest asset.
There you go.
No, not Zach LaVine, not Vucevic. This was the guy they turned down multiple picks.
Maybe you guys are right, and maybe they're going to spin him off to the Kings as part of the bigger deal with involving LaVine.
Oof.
I don't know. Hopefully something else pops off, but let me see. Hold on here, Woj. The Bulls have been determined to find a playmaker to replace Lonzo Ball, and Giddey comes with an all-star potential that will unlikely be realized with the Thunder because of the play. Same thing me and Jay were talking about. When you got a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a Jalen Williams, you got all these guys, Giddey becomes, you don't get to see the full scope of his game.
He's a point guard, and he couldn't play point guard anymore.
The Bulls will offer him an opportunity to have the ball in his hands and so much more freedom to pass and score.
Mm-hmm.
This one hurts. This hurts. And my son just, of course, texted me with the same news that, wow, all it took to get Alex Caruso is Josh Giddey. Think about that, Whitey. That's what I'm talking about. That's what me and Jay are talking about. Like, we thought it might have to take some picks, a first rounder or something. It was just a young player. And
what would the Kings have that would have topped that deal?
That's what me and Jay are saying right now. We don't have the young assets to move to get. Like, if you're Chicago, you don't want aging veterans.
Right.
You want young guys with potential. We don't have that outside of Keegan Murray. And so that means to me, as I look at this kind of trade, we need to forget about Brandon Ingram. We need to forget about some of these big names. Like, to me, Zach LaVine still remains the most likely target because he's a distressed asset, the contract situation. But Alex Caruso, as great as he is, the Bulls wanted a first-round pick, or at the trade deadline, they were unwilling to part with this guy. Now they just trade him for Josh Giddey?
Straight up? Is there anything else?
Not yet. I haven't heard of anything.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, the finances are a big part of that. But I agree with everything you're saying.
But why can't we do that then? Why couldn't we do that move?
Well, who do you trade? Who do you trade?
You don't have Josh Giddey.
We don't have Josh Giddey.
And you don't have Caruso. Like, you don't have, I mean, for both of those pieces, you don't have those guys. Like, as you said, Drapes and Woj, the way the Bulls see it, and I think the Bulls see it, and I truly believe most of the NBA sees what we see with Josh Giddey until somebody says differently. I think, OKC is one of those teams. He's a point forward guy. He needs the ball in his hand, like you talked about, Whitey. And to get the best out of him, I think he's a 20-8 type of guy, but he needs the ball. I think OKC, because SGA is one of the most, ball dominant guys. He fell off the back end, but I think the NBA sees this guy as a future all-star.
The Bulls certainly do.
Yeah.
But I think you're exactly right. I think that's the key to the whole thing.
And so my thing is, and you might be right, Whitey, about the financials. Is a Josh Giddey straight up for Caruso more valuable for Chicago than HB and well, first of all, you don't even have to give up HB, or you don't even have to give up Kevin Huerter because of the financials. We don't have anybody that in that range that could, and we could sweeten the pot with a first. That's what I'm worried about, is that maybe our assets aren't as good as we expect.
If Josh Giddey were already here, he would be one of your young core members that you can't really trade. With Oklahoma City, they have so many draft picks. It's like they have, okay, he's now, we don't need him anymore because we have another guy who can do what he does. If he was on the Kings don't have that, where you have multiple guys who can accomplish the same things. They can pick and choose because OKC has all these young assets. They have just shelves of them.
Yeah, and I want to know from the fan base, because to me this is not good news for the Sacramento Kings, as far as I'm concerned, because we were talking 2 days ago. Who was our guy? Mike Morty or whatever that Matt Moore was saying.
Who'd you call him?
Mike Morty. Matt Moore was saying the Kings were having talks with Chicago about LaVine and Caruso.
I know.
Not and or, and Caruso. Now, a guy that I think we all like, tough, hard-nosed, he's gone. How does that make us feel? 916-339-1140. I want to hear from the fan base about this, Kings fans, because OKC is already rich, and now they're getting richer. Chicago is out there making moves. Monty got to make some moves here in the next week or two.
It has to happen a lot. That's when you have so many holes to fill, and you can't just be like that guy. Well, so do these other teams. Did you see today? I think I sent it to you guys. NBC Sports Chicago. They have an article about what the Bulls are doing. Do you see how many teams they've talked to about Zach LaVine?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, 15.
15
different offers with a variety of teams. 15 different trades.
Wow.
So this could happen again. I agree with you. It's like, wow, that would have been nice. But, man, this offseason is going to be all right. Now, cross that one off.
See, but hold up, Whitey. Hold up. Because it sounds to me like you're saying Kings fans, should be prepared for a lot of heartbreak, meaning all our names that we're talking about, other teams might come in and steal them. Like there could be more of this going forward.
Right. So it's a matter of avoiding the heartbreak by looking at it clinically and not attaching yourself. I love this guy. This guy be great. Yeah, maybe, but you know what? You might not get it.
Bro, I get
it's
it.
What you end up doing.
Ultimately, it's what you end up doing.
Yes.
Ultimately, it's what you end up doing. I'm 100%. But we just spent the last 4 months talking about who's our guy. Zach LaVine was my guy. Who was your guy? I forget. You changed a lot over Jeremy Grant.
Kuzma was the end, right?
Who was it?
Kuzma.
End of all in. So if we don't get Kuzma, and Kuzma goes to Detroit or Orlando or something. Oh, man. Oh, well. No, I'm going to be upset about that. Everybody else is getting the guys we want.
You don't, my point is, and we all know this, you don't just get a guy. The Kings aren't going to get a guy because we all go, that guy'd be cool to be here.
Why
the Kings maybe have a run? They could make a run at him.
But here's my thing. We wanted Pascal Siakam. We wanted OG Anunoby. I'm tired of watching everybody else get the guys that we want. So when are we going to get the guys that everybody else wants?
What should we do then?
Hey,
there's nothing you can do.
Monty got to get it done.
Yes, he does.
He has to get it done.
You wanted to know how people are feeling. Brandon Deesman, it's like we're on a carousel. We have somebody saying, Monty running it back again from Martin, who then sends a couple of skulls emojis.
Oh, the skull emojis. Jeez.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not of the belief that Monty's running it back again. It's way too soon to be talking like that. But it does upset me. Like the Caruso thing, I would have loved to have Alex Caruso here. And when Matt Moore talked about LaVine and Caruso, that's a jackpot. That's a win. Now one of those guys is off the table. Okay, it hurts, but you're right. There are plenty of other guys out there. But eventually, Whitey and Jay, I need a Woj bomb about us. the Sacramento Kings get Zach LaVine or something.
And
like
you know this, but you ain't gonna get it when all you're offering is the Corolla LE.
Oh, come on.
Basic package.
Basic package, man.
Oh my God.
That's the truth. You gotta be creative.
I will say this though, fellas. I'm gonna find a silver lining here. Hopefully, follow me, fellas. If nothing else, we know the report because of 15 teams. We know the Kings were one of those 15.
Yep.
Because we just saw Caruso get flipped. So now we know at least Monty picked up the phone, did his due diligence, called about Zach, called about Caruso, and what Matt Moore is probably reporting is that's probably the package they wanted, and that's probably what they were looking for. Now that we know Caruso was actually, traded.
Yeah.
So I do find a little bit of solace in the fact that, okay, Monty at least picked up the phone, called the Bulls to try to get LaVine and Caruso. Probably.
Yeah. This is going to be brutal. This is going to be tough. We have to brush it off. It is mildly disappointing. And then, all right, next. That's just the way it's going to be this offseason. And by the way, I want to correct Jay because I said it wrong. And then you just repeated me. It's 15 deals the Bulls have been discussing. We don't know how
Not
many
15 teams,
but a lot of
but
teams,
15
multiple
deals.
teams. But they've been discussing at least 15 deals. So they've been talking to everybody about every possible permutation of a Zach LaVine trade. So Caruso and LaVine, that would have been great. Didn't get them. All right, next.
All
Let's
right.
roll.
Oh, okay.
So I understand what you're saying.
We're allowed to be a little upset, right? Like I'm not. Thank you, Jay.
If you're upset by not getting Caruso, you're
No, I'm upset more about not getting Giddey.
Like this is Caruso and Giddey.
Okay.
So,
you missed on two. I got you.
Oh man, the Docos Locos. Drapes is used to that Boston life. Sacramento is the real life version of we got Caruso at home. Like I'm not buying that though. The Docos Locos. This is the one thing when I came here and I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. We need to demand and expect excellence. I'm not talking just the fan base. I'm not just talking the ownership. I'm talking Mike Brown players, everybody. If you want to be champions, you know what? Go out there and get something done. How many times are we going to be bridesmaids? How many times are we going to watch other teams go for it, Whitey? We could have Kristaps Porzingis for pennies on the dollar. How did Boston get him? How did Boston get Drew Holiday for a broken down Robert Williams and a malcontent and Malcolm Brogdon? When are we going to be the team that does something?
Now, to your point.
Right.
It better be now or else.
Something has to happen.
Have to close down the beam.
Let me ask you this real quick, too. Does this move make Oklahoma City better?
Yes.
All right. So this is one team that's even further ahead of us than, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm going to start keeping track of that.
You agree, don't you?
Yes. But don't let New Orleans do something that makes them better. Denver, Lakers. If everybody else is making moves and we're just sitting at home chilling, not watching from the sidelines, that's not going to be a good thing.
True. You're right. But it's not going to be easy because prior management kind of left the cupboards a little dry for Monty.
Did they?
You can look it up.
I guess, but Monty's been on the job long enough now.
Fair enough.
He's been on. He got to get something done now.
Fair enough. We'll take a quick time and come back.
You got to
we'll
be fired up.
Today's
I'm hurt,
news.
I'm with you, Jay.
Drapes and Jay are feeling like the Kings are already 0 for 2 this offseason. That and a look at the Lakers' new coach when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Save on rows and rows of new Hondas during our giant summer sale at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's got to be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Some people just know safe drivers save more with Allstate. Just like they know a saxophone solo makes any song smoother. See? Smooth. And they know if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 40% with Allstate. Now that's nice.
Based on the national average premium savings for Allstate customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Get in today for deals on the hottest lineup around. Don't miss a low lease on the 2024 RAV4 Hybrid, 4Runner, Tacoma, and even the all-new all-hybrid 2025 Camry. Get your ride on with Toyota's 4th of July sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 7/1/24.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com. Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family.
Take my hand, let me make you mine. It's Dasha, hit your boots, stop working to
Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Bonnie Plumbing, Electrical Heating and Air, and the U.S. Marines.
Hi, Michael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento Summertime Heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
It's the ride everybody wants to be driving, and Elk Grove Kia has them in stock right now. I'm talking about the 2024 Kia Telluride. And my friends at Elk Grove Kia can get you behind the wheel of a 2024 Telluride SX for only $419 a month, plus taxes and fees. Whenever I see one of these driving down the road or next to me at a red light, I just stop and admire it because the Kia Telluride just looks iconic. And not only is the Kia Telluride beautiful, it's got room for the whole family. There's a seating capacity for up to 7 passengers. Plus, it's loaded with tech. So is the 2024 Kia Telluride the right ride for you and your family? Come on down to Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Give it a test drive. And just a heads up, when you're here at Elk Grove Kia, you're going to be treated very well. You're not going to get this kind of car buying experience in Roseville, Vacaville, Sacramento, or Davis. That's why Elk Grove Kia has so many 5-star reviews. Again, check them out in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online, elkgrovekia.com. 24-month lease, $0 security deposit, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles per year, $4,999 due at signing based on approval of credit. VIN number 501850, ends June 30th, 2024.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I think if you're a Kings fan and you're all in on this offseason, you got to be strong. And I understand this is, for some, for Jay, for Drapes, already kind of a disappointing start to the offseason here with today's news that The Bulls have sent Caruso to OKC for Josh Giddey, and I know a lot of people wanted both those guys here.
Yeah,
or either one.
These are guys, and Jay mentioned it during the break, these are guys that were on our list of, you know what, they'd be nice to have here in Sacramento. We had a discussion on our show a few weeks ago about Josh Giddey, and both me and Jay were all in on this guy. I think he needs a change of scenery. OKC, he just didn't fit in anymore, and we saw it even during the playoffs. He didn't play a whole lot, and I felt like he could come here, a secondary ball handler, a guy that can create for others as well as himself. And we know what Caruso can do. So these are two guys, like you said last segment, that I got to cross off the list.
Mm-hmm.
They're unavailable now.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurts. That hurts, Whitey.
Mm-hmm. And, before we got into that, we were talking about probably crossing Malik off the list.
Yeah.
So I know it's kind of a bleak start to things.
You know what this is like? And tell me, guys, if you agree with this or not. 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140. You ever watch that game show Deal or No Deal?
Yes.
With
Howie Mandel.
With the suitcases
Yes.
up. All right. Caruso and Giddey are a couple of suitcases that were up there.
Mm-hmm.
Now those are pretty good suitcases. Now, those are pretty good wins. If we would have made a move for either of those guys, I would have been happy. But now they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the 100,000 and the 50,000.
You know
Those
when
are
Howie
two gone.
Mandel is on the phone to the banker?
Yeah.
Someone who knows Howie Mandel told me that when he's talking to the banker, the person on the other side is just saying just filthy stuff and trying to get
Trying to get him to laugh. That's hilarious. But now
But you're right.
we're running out of suitcases, and I know it's still early. We still got the 500,000 and the million that's up there. My boy Zach LaVine, your guy Kyle Kuzma. But as these suitcases come off the board, Whitey, are we going to be left with the $50 suitcase, the $250 suitcase?
It's a good question. I just think we have to be mentally flexible. Rather than have a guy, it's safer to have a number of guys. So if they're like, they didn't get that guy, are they still going to get this guy? How about this? And you pointed this out to me. You saw this before I did.
Yeah.
Jeff here on the text line. Yeah. Guys, it feels like we keep running Barnes and Herder out there. When you go fishing, you keep throwing out the same bait. Pretty soon that bait is shriveled and weak. That's what our guys are turning into, says Jeff.
Dang.
People
Jeff.
think this sounds like a shot at the two guys.
It does.
Here's the fact of the matter. Today, the Ringer had their top 100, right?
Yes.
A year ago, Kevin Herter was one spot ahead of the guy in Miami.
Tyler Hero.
Yes.
Duncan Robinson. Oh,
Tyler
Hero.
Yeah, because Tyler Hero was upset by it. Thank you.
Yes.
He's nowhere near that now. And
He's
he's injured and everything, I know, but that's how different it looks as opposed to a year ago when the Kings were first offering this package as far as we know.
And this is something I put in our text chat earlier today with that Ringer top 100. We only had two guys in the top 100, Domas and De'Aaron Fox. Top 22, both of them.
4 if you count LaVine and Kuzma.
4 if we count LaVine and Kuzma if they come. But this is a problem for the Kings right now. And we know the Ringer isn't the Bible. The Ringer isn't how all teams see things. But in terms of assets, not even our boy Keegan Murray was in the top 100. Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are our assets that depleted, like Jeff said? Are they that shriveled and weak right now? And should we be lowering our expectations for this offseason about fireworks, a big swing, and that? Do we even have the assets to do a big swing like a Kyle Kuzma, or a Zach LaVine? And I think Kuzma and LaVine are in two different situations. Bulls trying to dump LaVine for cap reasons, so you can give them less. Kuzma's still a valuable part of Washington. His contract isn't bad.
Mm-hmm. By the way, backing up to Malik.
Yeah.
Thank you. Somebody pointed this out from the 530. We were talking about, why did he say rockets? Why did he say, Mama, I'm about to explode like a rocket? It's a song. Malik even said it. Yeah, I think those were lyrics to a song, right?
All right.
So that's why he said
All right.
Nothing to do with the Houston Rockets.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Drapes, you tripping on Zach LaVine. The financial impact on the Kings will be devastating to the team, and he is injury prone.
What else are we going to do with the money?
Yeah, you gotta take what's available.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's not like he says devastating financially. Now, are we going to go out there and be a major free agent destination? Are we going to sign a Paul George to a $50 million deal? No, that's not in the cards for the Kings this year or going forward. You have to acquire high money talent some way, somehow, and this is a way to do it.
That's why you got to assume more risk.
Right.
Zach LaVine, if he's available, if you can get that much talent right now, given what's happening around the league and all the assets other teams have, distressed asset, that puts us in the game. You have to pursue that.
You agree with this one, 831? Monty needs to stop overthinking it and make them moves.
No.
If it takes giving a little more than what feels necessary, by all means do it. Staying on the couch will only get you one thing, a permanent full-time seat on the couch.
I don't think that's an accurate portrayal of what Monty's doing. Who knows? You would know better than us. You're closer to the team. I don't think Monty's sitting there going, we're good.
Right. No.
I mean, I'd like to do something, but I'm just taking him at his word. His last press conference, end of the year, he talked about a sense of urgency.
Yes.
And if you have a brain in your head and eyes that are attached to him and you watch this team, there is no other conclusion than that if they want to be legitimate next year, they have to make moves.
Yes.
He
They
knows
got
that.
And I know just from knowing Monty, and I haven't talked to him about this, but he's not happy with what happened last season.
Right.
46 wins, missing the playoffs. So he's not, naive enough to think, if we just come back, same group, we'll be fine. Guys will play better. Monty's not that way. He knows, and I said it middle of the season, back in December, I think it was. Monty sees the same thing. Everybody, we all see it. This team needs to be improved. It needs to be better. So I don't believe he's just sitting there on his couch like you just said.
Yeah.
He's trying. But, man, to the texter's point, maybe you do have to sweeten the pot a little bit, and you may, you don't always have to win every deal in the public perception. Sometimes you got to do things, especially when you're a team like Sacramento, that some people might be like, man, why'd they do that? For instance, Zach LaVine, 15 deals reportedly out there for the Chicago Bulls that they've talked about. A lot of teams are scared by the contract, the injury history, but we may be the type of franchise right now where we have to take on some risk, like you were talking about, maybe swing at a ball that's low and inside or low and outside, and hopefully it turns into something for us.
Is Caruso a starter?
I think so, yes.
On this team? He'd probably be a starter.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't been a starter,
No, he
right?
hasn't. Yeah,
he started
but this
some.
team, yeah.
I think the Kings, they need more talent than he'd be really a good fit and help them. But I think he's a great fit for a team like OKC that's already close. And I think the Kings, they have bigger fish to fry, so to speak. So it could be a matter. I don't think Monty was sitting there napping and they made this deal. It's like, you traded Caruso for, Josh Giddey. I fell asleep. I don't think it's that. I think it's a matter of the assets that we might have to put forth to get one of those guys. I need those for the other guys that I need more than either one of those guys.
Oh, so he's hunting bigger fish, is what you're saying.
He has to. I really do. I'm not trying to put a happy face on today, which is turning out to be a very tough day for UJ and many Kings fans.
Well, here's the thing, and I agree with you, and I hear you, but I'm just going on with, I never thought we had the assets to get Caruso, to be honest with you. That's why, when I did the D list.
I think in a way you're proven to be right.
Yeah,
today.
well, I mean, that's why he wasn't, I'm talking about realistic guys we can get. I always thought the asking price was going to be too high for Caruso. And no matter how you feel about Josh Giddey, the fact remains he's a 21-year-old with tremendous potential.
Lottery pick,
young, exactly. Who do we have that sort of fits that bill? Exactly. So we were, in my opinion, never really in the Caruso game, but we are in the Zach LaVine game because, as we've talked about, LaVine's sort of a distressed asset. His contract, the Bulls are trying to get off of. We're an organization, a team, a franchise. We're not going to sign a big name free agent, and I'm not talking about just this year. Even if we had the cap space, it would be difficult to sign a Zach LaVine or somebody of that ilk when other teams down the road, the Lakers or whoever it may be, Warriors, whoever it may be. And so for the way to upgrade the talent, Whitey, and you know this, is to take on some risk. Go out there And we can't play it safe, man. You can't play it close to the vest this year.
From the 916, we should draft a solid player and build a future. Is that in the cards? Would that work for the Kings right now? It's next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The IRS deadline has come and gone. So do you owe money to the IRS? If so, you need an ally. Whether you owe the IRS $6,000 or $600,000, whether your tax problems are personal or business, the professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to step in and negotiate your fresh start with the IRS. Here's a happy customer of Allies Tax Relief.
Before calling Allies Tax Relief, I feared the IRS would take all of my assets. I owed them over $562,000. Thankfully, I was referred to Allies and called them for help. They ultimately saved my life from uncertainty. Allies negotiated my giant tax debt to an unbelievable $1,500. They are professionals and they fight the fight for their clients.
Allies Tax Relief will protect your assets from being seized and your paycheck from being garnished. Call right now for your free consultation. 800-296-0772. That's 800-296-0772. Or visit AlliesTaxRelief.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. I hear things just got better for Chryslers. Make this the summer sales event, Chad.
They sure did, and I didn't believe it myself. But now you can save thousands more on your next new Ram truck, like up to $19,500 off MSRP on select new 2024 kind of savings. And we're not just talking about one or two trucks. We have tons of trucks with the best savings we've had so far this year. Plus, we have over 400 new Rams available, including those hard-to-find heavy duties.
I must have heard you wrong. Did you say you could save nearly $20,000 on new Ram trucks?
I had to double and triple check myself, but yes, save up to $19,500 off MSRP on select new 2024 Ram trucks, only at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
If you need a new Ram truck, Hoblet has it.
$19,500 total net savings after $11,500 factory rebates and $8,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Capital Qualify and two 2,500 Ram coupons. Only available while supplies last. At least 5 at this net savings.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Save on rows and rows of new Hondas during our giant summer sale at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
And of course, Monty McNair, Kings fans today, agitated, a little angry. And the Kings, they literally haven't done anything yet. And that's what people are upset about with the news today that Caruso has been sent from the Bulls to OKC for Josh Giddey, two players that I know a lot of people were hoping the Kings might find their way to acquiring one of those. Tony Ray Harvey, the great one, says, horrible start to the offseason. He says that deal for LaVine and Caruso was a home run.
If you could have got both those guys, 100% a home run.
But we know that they were talking. We don't know how close they came to that.
Right. And I got to break it to my boy Tony. And I appreciate him listening to the Drive Guys here on Sactown Sports 1140. In my opinion, we were never going to get Caruso. Caruso was a sports talk radio machination, if you will. It was a ESPN trade machine pipe dream. In reality, we saw and heard some of the deals they turned down at the deadline for Caruso. Word is they wanted multiple first or something like that. We just didn't have the assets to get a guy like Caruso. And so when Matt Moore came out and said the Kings have had some talks with the Bulls about LaVine and Caruso, I was like, ooh, okay, that would be a home run, like our boy Tony Ray Harvey said. But to me, it was a fantasy the whole time, Whitey.
The Docos Locos asks, how do we feel about Sadiq Bey and Bruce Brown? Bruce Brown? Yeah. Sadiq Bey? Come on. Is that a joke?
You're not a Sadiq Bey guy?
Inefficient,
Jeez,
high-volume shooter.
What?
And I know he was with Detroit. He scored 50-something.
Right.
He's not found his niche, and he's had lots of opportunities in Detroit and Atlanta.
The dude's 25 years old, right?
He's just not
He's
that
25
good.
years old.
He's been playing full-time for, 4 years?
How about this? 2 seasons ago in Atlanta, shot 40% from 3. Was pretty bad this year, 31.6.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the more recent sample.
Okay, but what
was that a full season in Atlanta?
Come on, Drapes, you're reaching a little bit here.
No, here, I'm not saying Sadiq Bey. No, that wasn't a full season.
Exactly.
All right, the full season, though, it was 36.1 between. I'm a firm believer, fellas, that just because you play one way in one system, in one culture, in one style, doesn't mean you can't be better here in Sacramento. We've seen it time and time again. I go back to Boris Diaw with the Charlotte Hornets when he was a dog. He goes to San Antonio and all of a sudden is a great player. You know, I think when we look at, and the same could be said about Zach LaVine. Everybody's talking about, well, he's injury prone. All right, okay. The contract is what it is. But some people have even said, well, what has he won? He's not a winner. Well, you're not a winner depending on the circumstance. Kyle Kuzma won a championship.
Yes.
He goes to Washington, and all of a sudden, the narrative, and I'm part of this too, is that he doesn't care about winning.
Serious.
He's not serious. Well, I think the culture that you're in, the team that you're in, plays a lot into the narrative that's painted by you, about you. And I feel certain players, you take them out of one system, put them into a different system, they'll thrive. Not saying Sadiq Bey's the answer or anything like that. I mean, he's okay.
Good for him.
To me, those two guys, they don't move the needle enough.
You just said, to me, you said two different things. And I'm not saying you said something wrong. I'm just saying you kind of spoke to two forks of the same tree. You talked about a system. Some systems are good fit for guys. And you also talked about culture. And to me, when I hear system, I hear more the X's and O's. And culture they're two separate things to me.
Yeah, but when they come together, that's when you get the beauty of it. When you have both.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think when we look at the Kings culture, I think it's still being developed. I think it's still, but it's on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know of any malcontents. I don't know of any locker room issues or anything like that. Now, when it comes to the system, this is why I think Zach LaVine would fit in extremely well. And I sent you guys a text earlier today.
Tony Jones, right?
No, Nate Jones. Nate Jones, you know,
He's
good
agent.
follow. Yeah, agent, you know, real tight with Dame Lillard out there. I sent this text out. He says, I think LaVine could be good in Golden State. Not saying that he should be their number one target, but I think LaVine playing in the Warriors system would help him be better, would likely have his best shooting year ever. He also solves their getting downhill issue. And I texted you guys the same exact thing for the Sacramento Kings if LaVine came here. I think our system would be great for him.
I think it's an open question. I'm with you. I think they need to do it. Okay, so I'm not saying, nah, don't bring him in. But he's so ball dominant. That's the way he plays, and that is not conducive to the style that the Warriors and Kings play. Can he do it? Yeah, he could probably do it. I don't necessarily see it as automatically, yeah, that's a good fit. It may be, but either way, like I've said a million times, I'm with you. If you can get him, you need to get him and find out.
Well, and here's the thing about Zach LaVine, too, though, Whitey. You say he's ball dominant. I think we actually need a player or two who is a little more ball dominant. Like, the problem now is we don't have anybody outside of De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk that could do anything with the ball in their hands. And I'll also, when you say Zach LaVine is ball dominant, and I'd have to pull up the exact numbers, I think the loss of Lonzo Ball really hurt him and forced him to become more ball dominant as well. And so I think playing off the ball a little bit more, some of the looks that he would get in our system, late game bucket getter, he checks those boxes for me.
Yeah, I'll say this. To me, ball dominant, it doesn't have the negative connotation that it used to have. When I used to say that about people, they don't pass the ball. But now this is the era of ball dominant players. And you go back, Kobe kind of started it. And you can be really good playing that style. I just think it's hard for some guys. If that's the way they naturally play, now, we're not playing that way here. It's difficult for guys to make that adjustment. It's not because they're bad guys or they're selfish. It's just difficult.
And I would throw out there, something I said before. Our system, as great as it is and as fun as it is to watch, to me, we rely too much on that. When the system breaks down, do you have ball dominant guys that can get buckets, put it on the floor, one-on-one, we don't have enough of that. And that's where I think Zach LaVine helps. I've always said our system is great, but I wish we would diversify it a little bit, put it in Fox's hands a little bit more, run a little more pick and rolls. I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week, and we talked about the same exact thing. It's, can we get some diversity in our offense?
Here's the question on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. From the 916, I wish you'd put your name on it. We should draft a solid player and build a future. Is that the best path forward?
No.
It's sensible, right?
It's sensible. Well, I mean, if you want to be a playing team or something like that, go for it. Yeah, that's sensible. Dude, this is, what this is like? This is like perestroika. This is like the Russia and the USA arms race right now. That's how the West is right now. You got all these superpowers, world powers, and we want to just go get, little pea shooters and water guns. No, we got to get the big cannons. We got to go out there. We're watching OKC, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, Whitey, go out and make a move to get better.
Who else is looking to make moves? The Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota freaking Timberwolves are looking to get better too.
And we know Houston ain't going to just shoot. We know Utah's about to make a big move. Somehow, some way, Utah's going to make a huge move. San Antonio's going to make a move. So we can't just, especially if we had a top 5 pick and you said, all right, just draft. Okay, I give you. But at 13 in this draft, if it was last year, if it was next year, maybe, okay, I could see that making sense. But, Sam Amick was on the radio earlier today, and he talking to Jason Ross and friends, like I did that, right?
Well done.
And he talked about how the Kings, he doesn't think, are in the business of just keeping that 13 pick and drafting that spot.
Right. Because given where they are right now, it's not an option to anything except incrementally improving, which means you get your head caved in.
Let me ask you this
repeatedly.
Let me throw this out there.
They're going to have to shut down the beam.
Let me throw it. And you answer this question, Whitey. Whoever we draft at 13, right from day one, I'm just asking you a question here. Are they better than Chris Duarte?
Yes.
I disagree. I don't think I don't think a rookie at 13 is going to come in and I think it's going to take some time. I think whoever we get, unless it's maybe a Dalton Connect, a guy that could come in and just be a specialized shooter, that kind of, I don't see how whoever we get at 13 can have a bigger impact than a Duarte or a Sasha or something. I think it's going to take some time with whoever we get.
Duarte is your guy. He was not very good last year. He had chances. It didn't work.
But I don't expect the number 13 player in their rookie year to be very good.
The funny thing about this draft,
I'm talking day one. Are they going to come in practice busting Chris Duarte's butt?
Day one?
Yes.
Or by the time the season starts?
Day one.
Day one. But it doesn't matter what they do day one.
By the time the season starts. I don't think so. Let's not forget, Duarte was a lottery pick too, Whitey.
Yes.
He was a number 14 overall pick, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So the same conversations we're having today about these guys are the ones they had in Indiana about Chris Duarte. And so I just don't – I think it's harder to come in especially if you're a mid to late first-round pick and really make an impact your first year?
I think the key to that question is what people are now saying about this draft, and we'll share that with you when we come right back as the conversation rolls on. We've got Sal lined up here, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. The offseason is already underway, and Kings fans aren't happy. Why not? Next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
NBA basketball returns to Golden One Center this July 6th, 7th, and 9th for the California Classic Summer League games. 3-day passes in the lower level start at just $66 and include access to all 6 games. See your Sacramento Kings as they host the San Antonio Spurs and Charlotte Hornets, featuring newly drafted rookies, NBA sophomores, and other athletes competing to make NBA rosters. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. It's an unbeatable lineup of shows you won't want to miss. First up at Thunder Valley on June 22nd, don't miss NSYNC and Backstreet stars Joey Fatone and AJ McLean as they bring back the hits. On June 28th, it's country sensation Lee Brice lighting up the stage, all at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. And check out your Live Nation lineup on August 4th. Don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater, featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, catch Donnie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And then on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And coming up September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Visit livenation.com for all your ticket information. And stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Nighttime is the right time to track your golf ball's flight time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying the Top Tracer technology where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks. You can compete against your friends in a variety of games or just practice with the Top Tracer television technology. There's food when you're hungry from the Hangout food truck or enjoy a craft beer on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And don't forget the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Remember how many times we referred to the season last year as a roller coaster? We got the off-season roller coaster just underway, and it is screeching downhill today. Kings fans upset with the news that Giddey goes to the Bulls for Caruso.
Yeah.
OKC celebrating. The Bulls are happy. Kings fans are left wondering, why couldn't we get one of those guys?
Right. It's not being invited to the party. Everybody else is having fun, wheeling and dealing, making moves, and we're just chilling right now.
I think the Kings already have a deal that is all but in place, and they just have to wait.
For who?
Probably Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
I think that was why we heard about Sasha. I think he got word that, dude, you're getting traded. We love you, but just so you know, somehow that got twisted into he wants out.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play here anymore. I think we're just going to have to be patient. I think it's already pretty much done.
What you waiting on?
You have to wait for the draft, for the so-and-so to get picked, and then
So you think
place.
you think the draft night, that's when they pull the plug? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They got to pick the player that the Bulls want that's going to be on the clock.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They probably have contingencies because, like, well, what if someone else picks him? Okay, then we got this deal in place for this guy. So you can't really announce it yet because it hinges on things that may be out of your control.
And you're okay with that, right? Like, if,
yes. As long as we do something.
As long as we do something. Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you on that. And Jay, I meant to ask you during the break, Sam Amick was on the early show this morning, and he talked about that. If we could get that sound where he talked about, the Kings not being in the market of picking that number 13 overall, he thinks the Kings are going to be very active over the next week or so.
Yeah, you're right. That was Jason Ross on the early show with Sam Amick and friends.
Yes. Dude, you're about to get a text or a call. Somebody's going to be upset right now.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get back to the draft. Kyle was asking had some points to make about the draft. We'll get to that first. Here's Sal on Sactown Sports. Hello, Sal. Thanks for hanging. What's up?
Hey guys, how you doing? Just out running errands. This is actually the second time I'm calling today to the show. The show's changed, or the station has changed significantly, which is not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just kind of I've noticed that. A couple of points. I'm enjoying your guys' talk. What I want to know is that Zach LaVine, for me, it's like I'm old school, so I like the way somebody would approach the game, the mindset, defensively, and how much they put into the game. I don't doubt that the young man probably puts his heart into it, but if he's not playing 75 plus games for 3 or 4 years, then what are we going to get? 30 to 45 or 50 games for 4 years for that kind of money? I just think if the fans and fanatics, they're just thinking they're going bazonkers. Why don't we think about it in the perspective of what other teams want and are desiring LaVine as much as the Kings are? Maybe I'm not listening to other regions. I'm not in Houston. I'm not in New York. There's a lot of things that are going on in the NBA, and I just think there's something much more deeper in the organization than in the Kings organization than getting somebody like a Zach LaVine. I think we need to approach it more like we need to play some roughneck defense and come in with some consistency, make your free throws, shoot more mid-ranges, of course, shoot the threes. But I just think the attitude of aloofness and body language says a lot about leaders. And I think if we don't have an identity, we should start there with the culture. And the culture should be a defensive roughneck, because everybody can shoot. You got Keegan Murray. I don't think we should run it back. I think we should get somebody that has the mindset of a defensive mindset. And fans, this is what we go through in the off season. It's just the way the Kings are. At least the Kings are a lot different than they were 10, 15 years ago. I've been watching the Kings for quite some time. I'm very happy as a Kings fan, but I'm not content. I love basketball. I know basketball. I played basketball. But for me, I'm about how you approach the game, how your body language is. It shows in missed free throws. It shows in percentages of the difference of made free throws as opposed to and attempted free throws. That's just a little part of the game, but it adds up. Mm-hmm. And those things bleed into other things in the locker room. So that's all I have to say. I think Barnes, I like Mr. Barnes. I like his, what you're going to get with him. He doesn't have too much to say. I would really like to see him be more consistent on the defensive end and, of course, shoot it when he's open. But, use your fouls intentionally. inflict some offensive damage on people. Barnes is the perfect kind of guy. It's like, be aggressive. Let's get an aggressive culture here.
3.
Anyways, we gotta change something.
All right.
Now.
Just beat the shot clock.
Oh, man. It's about to.
Yeah.
Let me say this about this Zach LaVine situation, because I'm not liking the narrative that people are putting out there about him being injury prone, not available. I'm going through his stats and his games played recent years, okay? This last year, yes, he missed a lot of time. We know about that. Played 25 games, okay? Year before that, 77 games out of 82, Whitey. That was 2022-23. 21-22, 67 games out of 82. Not bad. Missed 15 games. Not bad. Still qualified for the awards.
Yeah.
How about this? And that's 21-22. Year before that, 2021, played 58 games out of 72. Missed 14 games. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not awful. It's not horrible. How about the year before, Whitey? Played 60 games, 19 and 20 out of how many games? 65. So this narrative that he's injury prone is not what reality really is. The guy is playing 75% of games or more. Outside of this season, I'll admit, he got hurt. But outside of that, the last 5 years I just went through, Zach LaVine was available for 75% or more games.
I'm sure you would admit that there is an injury risk there because he's coming off of a
yes, because of this one,
player.
yeah.
Forget about what happened before because there's no evidence to support that idea that he never plays, but it is obviously a legitimate concern right now. The thing is, Sal, I know you played, and I appreciate your listening. To me, some of the things you mentioned about how you have to have the right attitude, you're right, but to me, it looks like a team isn't playing as hard as they can sometimes when you don't have as much talent. And to me, that's still the most pressing need for the Kings, even more than the mindset. That's my opinion. A lot of people disagree with that. But to me, mindset, schmet, if you don't have the talent, the Kings need more talent. It's hard to get more talent right now. And the trade that was made today is an example of why it's so hard for the Kings to make deals like that. So you asked, does anyone else want Zach LaVine as much as the Kings? I hope not, because no one else needs Zach LaVine as much as the Kings. If they have a chance to get that much talent, no one else wants them, great, because that's the only way they're going to get somebody like that.
And other teams are in on bigger fish.
Yeah.
They're trying to get Brandon Ingram. They're trying to get guys like that. They're looking at signing Paul George in free agency. They have different assets that can net them.
Yeah.
With our assets, let's keep it real. Like,
you have to accept the downside. You're right. There's downside, but you have to be willing to roll the dice on that, right?
Exactly. And, I'm all in on Zach LaVine, obviously, but let's throw out some other names. We talked about Jeremy Grant before. Does that move the needle? Do we even have the assets for a Jeremy Grant even?
Maybe because you figure Portland is looking for
what are they looking
draft
for?
picks.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if they want, we need some young players, like you said.
Right.
But I think he's a guy also that could help them. I just think it's less likely that you could get him.
Right.
You want to see what Big Shep has to say?
Shep's calling?
Yeah.
Hopefully he trying to give my son some more hours at the shop.
I'm sure that's what he called him.
Fellas?
What's up, Shep?
What's going on, Shep?
Let's work. We can work out your son's schedule right now on the radio if you'd like. But I love it. I appreciate you guys letting me on today. Listen, if we could get Zach LaVine, I'm all about adding talent. But if we get stuck holding the 13th pick, we need to pick Zach Edey. We need to take that big man from Purdue. And I'm saying, listen, he might be a project NBA guy, but you can't. 7'3" doesn't grow on trees. And if we had a big body like that, and he could learn that NBA game and learn with Sabonis and get a little bit of an outside shot, I think he'd be a great ad. And in the second round, those picks are whatever. You just throw it against the wall, and if it sticks, it sticks. We take Bronny. You take Bronny, you make a splash, and you take these big names in the draft, and put them on the Kings, and then you go from there and just see what happens. I mean, I'd love to see the Kings add vet talent because, again, everybody's talking about how weak this draft is. It's not great. Zach Edey showed in college he was a very productive, very good team player. The fact that he's not going to the draft, he's spending it back in Indiana with his teammates, his coaches, his family, to watch the draft live and spend time. That says something about this guy, and I truly believe, I think he's going to be something special in the NBA, and not like a superstar, an all-star, but one of those intangible guys on your team. Look at Alex Caruso. He doesn't look like a basketball player, but the intangibles on defense that he brings, he changes a team. I think Edey has, I don't know about this defense, but I think his all-around presence could mean something greater for the Kings. And if we're sitting there at 13, he's there. We take him, because I'm telling you, if he goes to Heat at 15 or whatever they're picking there right after, he'll end up being a superstar, and we're going to go, man, we should have had taken Zach Edey versus, Walker or one of these other guys that is just another, guard. And let's change it, flip it a little bit. But, I'm all for making the trade, but if not, let's take Zach Edey, bring him to Sacramento, and let him play with Sabonis. Could you just imagine a time where he comes off the bench to play the 5, Sabonis can move to the 4 and allows him to run a little bit more offense? I think it'd be something special here in town. So
thanks, Shep. Good to hear from you
guys.
Yeah. All right, Shep. We'll see you soon. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, take care. Unless someone spiked my Pepsi, someone just suggested the Kings draft Zach Edey and then draft Bronny.
Yes, I heard that.
Can we do anything with that? We'll see. We'll try when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
It's the Make This the Summer event, and it's going on now at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, everyone. Leonard Harrington here, and I want to tell you how we make your buying experience at Lodi CDJR as easy as possible. You can come in for a visit, or you can do everything online at LodiCDJR.com. Just pick out the make and model you want and scroll through our large in-stock inventory. Next, schedule a test drive at the click of a button. If you want to finance your vehicle, you can start your paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here. And if you're looking to sell your vehicle or looking to buy, we'll give you an instant cash offer online too. At Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it easier than ever to put you into a new vehicle. It's what we do. Online at LodiCDJR.com or in person. We're right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Well, what are we, a week away from the draft, right?
Yes.
Who are the Kings going to take? Are they going to take anybody? Here's the thing about the draft. It's interesting, the way the views of the draft and the players, of course, they vary day to day. I saw something interesting today. According to people around the league, this draft is seen as one that doesn't have a lot of superstars, if any, at the top. But people are saying 13 through 20, it's solid. So, again, you're not going to get superstars there. But a lot of the people who evaluate talent for a living seem to think that right around where the Kings are picking, right? They're 12 through 20. There's some really solid players in there.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad for the Kings. It's good because that means there's some value. It's bad because if you're looking for, someone who's going to, we bring him in here, he's going to put us over the top, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's when you look at this draft, I do think there's going to be some talent there. There always is, right? There's always late round picks or later picks that turn into something. I don't know if there's any immediate difference makers this year. I'm only looking at when it comes to the draft this year, we cannot afford to be out of the playoffs again. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable to me. And so I need somebody, if you are going to make that pick, that's going to come in there and help immediately. I think a guy like Dalton Connect, his skill set translate, good shooter, that's exactly what we need. Don't have to go out there and score 20, but can, sort of like a AJ Green for Milwaukee or a Christian Brown.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by
Denver. Somebody like that could come in, not necessarily a starter, but can give you 10 to 15 minutes per game.
Supposedly there's a good crop of those guys.
Yeah, those are the guys we're kind of looking for if you keep that pick. Ideally, I want them to trade this pick and swing for a big fish.
Yeah, you said, if they don't make the playoffs next year, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And we say that a lot in sports. What does that mean? To me, I agree with you. It would mean basically your plan failed, right? I mean, that's what that would mean. And I also think if you end up keeping the pick, my read on it is that means you weren't able to do what you wanted to do.
You failed in trying to complete a trade, right?
And if you end up stumbling into a guy, like hey, Brock Purdy fell in our lap, maybe it could work out. I don't think the Kings want to keep the pick. As far as Shep's idea, to me, the problem with Zach Edey is, and I think he might even have said, you have to figure out, it's going to take some time to figure out what kind of player he is. And I understand the fear that if you don't take him down the road, you're going to regret it. But he doesn't fit the Kings timeline right now. I don't think he's a guy that comes in right now, has that impact. You'd have to see defensively, can he play at our level? Could he and Sabonis play together? The Kings don't have the time to do that. They don't have that luxury to figure that out.
Do they have the luxury?
In my opinion.
And maybe they don't. Whoever they pick, this person has to help them, right? You can't just whiff on this pick.
Either they have to help you or you have to send them out for
something, right? It can't just be a wasted pick, if you will.
So that's how I feel about Edey. I don't know about you.
I'm torn on Edey because I think he will have a 10 to 12, 13-year NBA career. What will he turn into, though? I don't think he'll ever be an all-star, but could he be a Valanciunas type?
I think I like the other big better, Khalil
Ware. Really?
Yeah.
I
think
he
can shoot.
I think, but you heard the numbers from Zach Edey at the combine. His shooting numbers. I mean, he was fantastic.
Dominated the cone drill too. So let's draft him.
I think Zach Edey is getting this reputation, this narrative, just because he's bigger, a little slower, and because he dominated on the low block, that he can adjust his game and stretch his game out. Let's not forget a guy like Brook Lopez adapted throughout his career and became a three-point shooter. Can Edey do that? I think that's the question when you're looking at whether you want to draft him. Is he just a strictly low-post guy, or does he have the potential to be a stretch big?
Yeah, but Drapes, even if that is something he can do, even if he ends up living up to that rosy projection, he's not going to do it right away.
Right. That's true.
And I don't think so. The Kings can't. There's no time for projects. That's another part of where they are right now. We have to be good now. To me, that's the way I see it.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, if Edey turns into something 3 or 4 years from now, great. But that, Monty and Mike Brown might not be here to see it. These guys, this is a critical offseason and a critical year, and we heard the reports about ownership not happy with missing the playoffs and the 46 wins. If you miss it again with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, your centerpiece, your two core players, like these are the guys that should be carrying you into the playoffs, and you're missing the playoffs in their prime. That's not a good thing.
What do you think of this on the chat from Vincent Ramirez?
Yeah.
Edey is a Yao type.
Nah, I think Edey's a little more mobile than Yao, actually. I think Edey's a little better than people, like I said, give him credit for. I think this narrative is because, historically big guys like that, we put them into this bucket. And I think Edey's a little bit more mobile than Yao.
Yao was like a force of nature. He was too big. It's why his body eventually collapsed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
More skilled than Edey, though.
Yeah.
Yao was way more refined already than Zach Edey.
He was
offensively.
For
sure.
If Yao was in this draft, he wouldn't last till the Kings.
Yeah.
He'd be the first pick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Sam in Elk Grove says the Kings don't have very good track record with big men. Joe Klein, Nervous Purvis, Marvin Bagley. Sorry, but don't draft another 7-footer.
10 regimes back.
I know he's going with Joe Klein. Dang,
don't forget Sam Lacey in Kansas City. He was pretty good.
How was DeMarcus Cousins? He was pretty decent, right? Come on.
He was he was a 2-time All-Star?
You can't do.
Oh, no, you're right. He was the best in all ways. He was the greatest.
I'm talking. We're talking. He says we don't have a very good track record with big men. DeMarcus Cousins was one of the most talented. He was great. He was from a playing standpoint. I don't know about all the other stuff, but if we could draft the DeMarcus Cousins right now, I would take him 100% right now. And so the Kings have had some success with big men, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as Joe Klein and Never Nervous Purvis, hopefully that's All water.
That's going
under
way
the
out. You're
Tower
going back
Bridge.
40 years. Jeez.
Doug on Sactown Sports. Hello, Doug. How are you?
Gentlemen, how are you?
What's
Good,
up?
Doug? What's up?
What pearls of wisdom
Well,
have you
I
for us
think-
today?
I think I'm going to see if I can summarize our last 20 years. If you go back and look at all the years that we didn't make the playoffs and list off all the guys that we went in and thought that we could figure out how to judge talent. And then we found out that we couldn't because whoever we were going to go with, it didn't turn into anything good. So you go back to the De'Aaron Fox, to the Sabonis, the Sabonis trade, getting Keegan Murray. And then the great thing you guys were talking about is that, we can't keep going for these guys that are going to tie our hands. So why can't we go in and doesn't sound good, but overpay for young talent. And then that's how we build our assets. And then one day when we get enough of that, then someone's going to come knocking on our door. We're going, hey, what do you want for that guy? So that's all I have, guys. I love the show. And thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doug. So I think Doug is saying rather than drafting young guys because you trade for young talent. And then you don't need draft picks. I don't know. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but
it's hard to actually do though.
Teams aren't giving away young quality talent, right? Like nobody's doing that. And we just saw with Chicago and OKC, we don't have the assets to acquire the young talent.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Alex Caruso level trade package that we could offer? We just don't have unless we're trying to get rid of one of our top 3 guys, and that's not happening. And so teams aren't just looking to trade away very good young talent.
I will say there's probably some guys that fit that description that are going to be available in free agency that you might be able to get with the mid-level, but you'd probably only be able to get one of them.
Right.
Like I'm talking like a Jalen Smith, Obi Toppin. Those are still reasonably young players.
Yeah.
And you might be able to get one of them, but you can't. If I understood you right, Doug, I don't think you can stockpile that type of player. They're too much in demand.
Yeah, he's trying to get multiple young players. And, even if you do get that, does that help you this year? Are you winning? Are you making the playoffs with young talent? I don't know if you are. And so I just think, to your point you said earlier, when you look at this season, you got to get something done. It's an arms race out here. Everybody's improving. Everybody's going for it. Trust me, Houston's going to make some moves here in the next couple of weeks. They're going to do something, and they're going to become an improved team. And so the Kings can't just let everybody lap them by like we've talked about, driving to San Francisco. You're on I-80 doing 55, and everybody else is doing 70.
Oh, at least.
Yeah,
you do
at
70.
least.
You do 70 there at Fairfield, the fast lane.
All right,
like,
85.
Right, Jay? People are flying there. Coming this way on 80.
I'm doing 90.
Yeah.
I'm going with, not only am I going with the traffic,
and
I'm pushing
90,
a little further than the traffic.
Man. Easy 90 where you're like, oh,
easy.
And
then you look down. Oh, it's 90. Oh, yeah. Let me throw this out there. And Jay, I want you to chime in on this. 916. You would think with your guys' years of knowledge, this show would be more than amateur hour. Can you please stop pondering on BS trades and draft picks? Anybody want to respond to that, Yahoo? That loser?
I would not have responded in the first place.
I know, but that's why I threw it out there. So you guys, I knew Jay would be like, "Who's this clown right here?" I mean, come on.
Call my mouth. I call myself.
Oh man,
I think you fellas, and this is part of it. No one, and you guys have done a great job, and from my standpoint, I'm not just saying this because I'm here, but I think you guys have done a great job reiterating. Not only once, not twice, not 3 times, like multiple times. We're not going to sit here and talk about Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant's not available.
Right. That's a BS trade.
Yes, that makes no sense, right? And then at the same time, we've even pushed out the SARs of the world. We've pushed out, the Klingland guys of the world. Like the Kings aren't getting those guys without moving up. So it's very difficult to listen to this, 916, where you're talking about years of knowledge. Like, we're not talking about Kevin Durant. We're not entertaining getting Devin Booker. We're not entertaining getting Giannis. We're talking about guys that in reality, from all the research we've done and all the people that come on this show and all the people that come on the station have said, Jeremy Grant is there.
He did put his name on it. I have to correct myself on an earlier text.
Oh, you're doing your research. You're going back to phone numbers.
I happened to see. I looked for it. That's Jason in Rockland.
What is it?
I believe it is, right?
951 is the last.
Yeah. I see you doing your research.
He did put his name on it. Jason in Rockland.
You guys are talking about the Kings and their potential moves like it's a patty cake. LaVine is due to make $44 million a year for the next 3 seasons. Terrible move. Get to focusing on moves that make sense. Everything else is
like
pointless.
What? Okay,
all right,
Jason
and Rockland.
Then like what?
This guy.
Yeah, everybody has their people that they like.
And you know what he's doing right now, Jay? He going to the ESPN trade machine. It's coming. Come on,
he's coming back with Michael Bridges.
Right. He's coming,
dude. It's not. You're not getting Michael Bridges without giving up Keegan Murray.
Right.
You're not getting Brandon Ingram without giving up Keegan Murray. You're not getting guys like that make sense. We know they make sense.
Plus, Jason, whether you like it or not, there have been reports the last 2 days, separate reports that the Kings have talked to the Bulls about Zach LaVine.
This guy, man.
This isn't
get out and enjoy the weather, man. Jeez.
Real talk.
But I do appreciate you putting your name on it. I like that. When we come back, De'Aaron Fox still trying to figure out what happened last season, too. And did the Lakers become automatic contenders today? Couldn't even say that with a straight face. Next on Sactown Sports.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the all-star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. And Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to UpsizeMatters.com. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. Make that change. Make the all-star team. Get your girth on.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirks Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park, too. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family.
Take my hand, let me make you mine. Paige Dasha.
Kelsey Hart and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Bonnie Plumbing, Electrical Heating and Air, and the U.S. Marines.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com. Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at hazy sunshine today. Air quality overall is good. As we head through the afternoon, we'll enjoy temperatures. It'll be close to average, topping out in the low 90s. Expect overnight lows in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah. Hey, want to just shout out everybody watching on Twitter. You know, we got a lot of people. Jay says, be surprised how many people are watching on Twitter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
I watch. You know what? Let me tell you something. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'll be out of town or something. I'll be like, and I'm on Twitter.
Who's this mystery guy that
Brian Hanratty.
Yeah,
that's
Brian.
my guy.
Hey, Brian.
Hardest working sales rep in the building. My guy right there. I'll get with you, Brian, here in a minute. We trying to get Draper paid, big fella. All right, so
sure.
That's why Brian was
I feel
in.
bad for him because I said, you're fine. So he didn't know we were on there, and he was making like faces at the
I know.
camera. I think he felt bad, but that's on me. That's not on him.
But sometimes, I'll be on the road and I'm, just on Twitter and I'll see, you guys, and I'm like, oh, let me check it out. So,
Now that's a lie.
Dude, seriously.
I know, but
I do check it out.
Let me check.
And you know what's crazy about it?
Are you buying that, Jay?
I do.
Okay.
Y'all my guys, man.
Drake's is a phone guy. He keeps his phone in his hand. I see that.
Dude,
I get that he'd see it, but I'm gonna watch.
That's the problem with my life.
Right.
I'm too much on my phone. That's the problem with my life right now. But no, seriously, I'll check you guys out. And so whether you're, at home, in the car, stateside, abroad, you can still access Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube or on Twitter.
Yes, sir. And we appreciate it. Big trade today,
yes.
And it has a lot of Kings fans, I think, maybe a little more upset than they should be, but I understand it. The deal is Caruso, a guy that the Kings apparently have been interested in.
Mm-hmm.
He goes from Chicago to Oklahoma City. Josh Giddey from Dianenda now on his way to Chicago. Both teams thrilled. OKC now has a guy that maybe is one of those last pieces to putting them over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bulls have a young guy that now, all right, it's going to be like things were for you when you first joined the Thunder. The ball is in your hands. You can create. So everybody's happy except Kings fans who are wondering, why didn't we get one of those guys? That's what we're dealing with today.
And that's what we're dealing with. And you talked about it. This is, just the start. I mean, there may be other guys that we're talking about that we miss out on. And, as a Kings fans, it's going to hurt me. But like you said, as long as you get something done, as long as at the end of the summer or end of free agency, whatever it is, this Kings team is better, more improved, we're okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Your guy, Jason in Rockland, I think.
Is he back again?
Well, no, he's not back, but he did send a number text here that I missed.
Yeah.
His issue is the whole LaVine thing. LaVine due to make $44 million a year for the next 3 seasons. Terrible move. Get to focusing on moves that make sense. Everything else is pointless. So I think he's upset that we're talking so much about.
Just doesn't like LaVine.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't like LaVine.
Jason and
He
Rockland
wants Kevin Durant.
That's pointless. Why would you talk about that?
Well, I would love Kings fans to let us know who they think. Then if it's not LaVine, let me know who. And I'll tell you right now, if you mention Bridges, you mention Durant, you mentioned Ingram, you're going to have a problem calling in. Seriously, because we're
the customer you're trying to reach is not
right. We're going to hang up on him, Jay.
Back.
Seriously, because we're talking realistic targets for the Sacramento Kings, not pipe dreams, not we're not going to fleece anybody by giving them, guys we don't want for their star players. It's just not going to happen.
Because it's so hyper competitive in the West, and it's getting more competitive, especially with the Lakers now hiring a guy who's sure to be the coach of the year next year in JJ Redick, right?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
They were they backed themselves into a corner. Good luck. I just don't know why they didn't get a guy with more experience, given that LeBron's window is, he's not going to be playing that much longer.
Let me say this, though, about this hire. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I have no idea. But I'm a firm believer in, I don't care how you get the job, it's how you perform when you do get the job. And so JJ Redick, no coaching experience, podcaster, broadcaster. If he turns out to be great, so be it. If he fails, this is one of the biggest blunders from a coaching hire in NBA history. This is Steve Nash with the Brooklyn Nets. Like, this would go down as maybe the worst coaching hire ever. Worse than Magic Johnson with the Lakers back in the 90s. Remember when Magic was the coach? I mean, and so I'm a reserve judgment to wait and see because, from everything we hear, JJ's a good basketball mind, but can he manage LeBron? Can he manage AD? The spotlight that comes with it, I don't know.
I remember Magic was supposedly addressing the team and giving them a dressing down about how they needed to be more focused, and somebody's phone went off in the meeting.
Oh, was
and I believe, according to legend, it was Vlade's phone.
Was it Vlade's phone that way? Oh, see. Come on, Vlade.
I have to double check on that. All right, JJ Redick has never coached at an NBA level, whether as a head coach or an assistant. So we have a list here from ESPN. Other former players, notable former players to achieve the feat that never coached, assistant, and then they become a head coach. JJ Redick, of course, joining Jason Kidd, Mark Jackson, Doc Rivers, Larry Bird.
Wow.
Now, of that group, the only one who's won a title is Doc. But to me, for the most part, those guys have all
been
done
solid.
well.
They've been okay. Yeah,
Yes.
they haven't embarrassed themselves or been awful hires. No, you're right. And
Mark Jackson hasn't had a job since they let him go, but Jason Kidd had success with the Nets.
Yeah.
And he's had success this year. Larry Bird had a lot of success with the Pacers. Larry Bird, I think, just got tired of it, right? He coach is like,
he
I
just got
don't want
tired
him anymore. But that's not a bad list.
That's not a bad list. And so it's not unprecedented, and it hasn't been, a major failure. Those guys have had some success. You mentioned Jason Kidd. I even like Jason Kidd in Milwaukee for the short time that he was there, And so JJ Redick, I think it's weird just because the podcast with LeBron, calling NBA finals, like zero bench experience. It's just kind of weird, but it could work. Did you hear reportedly who some of his assistants might be?
Who?
Rajon Rondo.
Wow.
That he might want to bring on Rondo as an assistant.
He hasn't been coaching either, though.
He hasn't coached either, yeah. But he supposedly has a brilliant basketball mind also. And so I don't know how it will look. I mean, and from a basketball IQ standpoint, LeBron, Rondo, and I'll throw JJ. I mean, that's pretty good.
By November, I could see Rondo thinking, I'm way smarter than him. Why aren't I?
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. Like if you're JJ, you don't want anybody on the bench that feels like they're smarter than you or better than you because they're coming for your job. Then.
Yeah. I know that Patrick Beverly said, this opens the door for podcasters to become head coaches. Yeah. But obviously that has nothing to do with his appeal, right? I mean, other than he's been hanging out with LeBron, this is a guy he was a legitimate star player. He went to Duke. I mean, he knows basketball. It has nothing to do with his podcast.
Right. But I wonder how much it has to do with LeBron, his relationship with LeBron. Like, was he a candidate for other jobs? I don't know. I think his relationship with LeBron and the fact that LeBron would co-sign on it, I think elevates him and gives him a quicker opportunity.
Then you have Woj still trying to report that, well, this is really when the Lakers started talking to him. And then they really were more interested in Danny Hurley. So you still have that back and forth between Woj and Shams going on, and I don't care.
Dude, Woj won that battle, though.
Did he?
Oh, Woj 100% won that battle. Because Woj ultimately was the one to break the news today. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, if Shams was so in on this and so ahead of this, how come he didn't break it?
But he was the first to even bring it to light, wasn't he?
Yeah, but then
I don't care. I'm not arguing.
He did. But I think Woj comes out of this. He was right on the Dan Hurley situation. They offered him the contract. He, was right on this Shams situation. He was the first one today with that. And so I think Woj is the GOAT when it comes to this. You know what it is? Shams is the pistol. Yeah. Shams is that young up-and-comer, but the Godfather is still Woj on this.
All right, well, good luck to the Lakers. By the way, De'Aaron Fox yesterday was at his basketball camp in, where was that? That was in
Hardwood Palace, in Rockland.
Yeah, and it was interesting. He said, I've spent more time reflecting on this season than I have about going into next season. So like a lot of Kings fans, he's still stuck in, hey, what went wrong last year?
And he should be. What the hell happened? Like, this was a disappointing season. They underachieved this season. And I like the fact that De'Aaron hasn't just brushed it off and thought, oh, well, on to next year. No, it's bothering him. He's still reflecting on it. Hopefully that, gives him some momentum and some punch going into this upcoming season.
Yeah, he mentioned the struggles at the free throw line for the team and the need for the team to improve. And when we come back, we'll explain to you why. Is it Jake in Rockland? Is that our guy? Who's our guy in Rockland? Jason in Rockland will explain why the Kings need to add 2 starters next on Sactown Sports.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Get in today for deals on the hottest lineup around. Don't miss a low lease of a fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma or low 1.99% APR on 2024 Tundra and Tundra Hybrid. Get your ride on with Toyota's 4th of July sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes TRD Pro and Capstone. Offers end 7/1/24.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. That's promo code GIFT.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day. We're treating our Tropic Rewards members to a free smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Order an app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. 3 cheers to our Tropic fam. Terms and conditions apply.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Some people just know safe drivers save more with Allstate. Just like they know that's the mating call of a blue-footed booby and not a green-footed booby. Yeah, some people know that. And they know if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 40% with Allstate. Ain't that something?
Based on the national average premium savings for Allstate customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at Advanced Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The first known hole-in-one in golf history happened in 1868, or was it 1869? A photo of the original scorecard from Scotland's Prestwick Golf Club shows that young Tom Morris made a 1 on the 8th hole during the Open Championship. On the original scorecard, however, 1869 was scratched out, and 68 was written in its place. Confusion reigned in the 1930s when all the scorecards were collated with the 1869 date being changed to 1868. But vintage newspaper reports from the local press confirmed that 1869 was indeed the correct year. The station hole, a 166-yard par 3 on Prestwick's original 12-hole layout, is where the ace was made. Young Tom Morris was 18 years old at the time and would go on to defeat the 13 other players in the field by 9 shots. He even beat his father, Old Tom Morris, by 23 shots. A year earlier, young Tom became the youngest champion in tournament history at 17, a record that stands today. He went on to win 4 Open Championships in a row. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Mentioned how much we appreciate people checking us out on Twitter, and somebody came after me. Dennis Youngblood came after me on the chat. He says it's not Twitter, it's X. I know, but it's Twitter. Jake, we're still going to call it Twitter, right? You can call what you want, but what do you do on X? You tweet on X. So thank you for watching us on Twitter. It's the Drive Guys, and a lot of Kings fans still digesting today's NBA news. Big trade. Caruso going from the Bulls to OKC for George Kittle. I know some people, specifically Kyle Draper and Jay, were hoping that Josh Giddey might find his way here. Hadn't heard any reports of that, but fair enough. It's a guy that they would have liked to have seen come here. And a lot of people were thinking Caruso could come here. We just had a report a couple of days ago that the Kings had talked to the Bulls about LaVine and Caruso. That would have been tremendous. I don't know about you, Jay. I never thought that the Kings had much of a shot at both those guys. It just seemed, I don't know, for lack of a better term, just a little too good to be true.
Yeah, too much. But if nothing else, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I appreciate the fact that if someone is reporting it and then the second source is kind of rolling with it and then maybe a third, and then you have what you let me and Drapes know, and today the Bulls are trying to find any kind of move for Zach LaVine. At least the Kings are picking up the phone, doing their due diligence, trying to make sense of it all and see, hey, listen, Zach LaVine is a big risk reward type player. I would like something a little more, confirmed and permanent with Alex Caruso. What would it take? And so I appreciate the fact that the Kings did it. Now, I'm a little higher, and maybe Drapes is too, on Giddey than some people right now. I understand there's off the court issues have played a part in how people look at him, and that's all fine and dandy. I always say this: I never talk about people's personal lives because I'm not there. I'm not a lawyer, and I definitely, I have skeletons too. Things happen, right? And not maybe to the point of what he did, but I'm not perfect as well. So I don't really talk about people's personal lives until it's really presented. But I would have liked to see someone of his ilk be in the Kings uniform. And that goes for both of them. And you can add Zach LaVine in there as well. And when you start to see, and Drapes made a point, and I think this is what we're going to do, every single time we see some of these names start to fall off the board, it's deal or no deal. We're coming out with the sound because the briefcases are falling. They really are. And so hopefully one of those briefcases, we might not be able to get the 10 million, but maybe we get lucky and catch the 750,000.
Right.
The
1
million.
Jerry Reynolds on this show is the first one I heard say this. I think it's almost obvious at this point. Kings need to add 2 starters. And just look at it this way. You mentioned earlier, Drapes, you mentioned the Ringers, top 100. And it's like, who cares what they say? Right. But it does give you a general idea of where teams are talent-wise. Doesn't mean it's etched in stone, but you look at their top 100, you have De'Aaron Fox at 22, and you have Domas at 26. You got 2 guys in the top 26. Right. That's good. But after that, get your sounder ready, Jay. Wah, wah. There's nobody else on the team that ranks, in their estimation, in the top 100. So it's going to be hard to compete with the other teams in the West. And the fact of the matter is, as much as you'd love to see Keegan emerge, you still need a lot of help. You still need 2 starters if you're going to be legitimately contending for anything next year.
100%. And here's what's even crazier about this Ringer report. The Kings only have 2 in the top 100. The Bulls have 4. So from a talent standpoint, if you're basing it off the Ringer and their rankings, they have a more talented roster than we do, at least at the top.
Yeah.
We got 2 top 26 guys, but they got 4 top 70, 78 guys.
Do you think you can legitimately look at this and say, no, the Kings deserve more guys in there? Because I'll be honest, I mean, you could make that case, but I don't think it's a very strong one.
I don't think it's a strong one either. And we can go down to the bottom of the list. They got Al Horford at 100. Who would our third best player be? Keegan?
Yeah.
Malik.
Yeah, but is he on? He can't count him right now, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so
it's Keegan.
Keegan better than Al Horford? I'm just saying, I don't know.
For me, I'd say yes. At this point, yes.
Is he better than R.J. Barrett?
No.
Right. And R.J. Barrett's 99.
And this is the sad part, and this is no disrespect to Keegan. I don't even think Keegan is 3/4 the player of R.J. Barrett yet.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big R.J. Barrett fan. I like R.J. Barrett a lot. Is he better than Jabari Smith Jr. of the Rockets? You could argue, yes, maybe.
That's a no for me, yeah.
Better than Lively?
For me, yes.
Lively stock has gone up.
He's gone up, yeah.
I'd take Keegan.
Doesn't mean Jay.
Colin Sexton?
No. Colin Sexton.
Here's a good one, though. This is a good one. Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets.
I'm taking Brandon Miller.
Yeah, me too. But look at this.
All right, what you
Number
got?
84 is Kyle Kuzma.
Your boy.
Number 78 is Zach
LaVine.
LaVine. So just how much better would the Kings be if they had two players that are somewhere around there in terms of talent? Jeremy Grant is number 71. Again, that doesn't mean that these numbers are exactly right, but they give you an idea of what a dearth of talent the Kings are dealing with right now, roster-wise.
Right.
And how there are opportunities for them to get better, which they must take advantage of.
They have to. And I'm looking at the Celtics, Whitey. Based on these rankings, they got 5 in the top 42.
They're set for a while, too, unfortunately.
Yes. And let's look at a team like Denver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Oh, what's interesting? How about this? And I need to look. What's KCP's contract situation?
He's up.
Because
he's an unrestricted guy.
He's on this list.
Yep.
But Malik Monk's not.
Well, didn't you talk to Kevin O'Connor about that? They're not.
He said he is at 85 to 115, I think he had. Yeah, so Malik might be 101 or something like that, But I'm looking at the teams that are actually challenging, competing for a title. OKC, 1, 2, 3. They got 3. Denver, I did. How about Minnesota? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minnesota got 6 of the top 91. How about who else? The Pelicans.
Trey Murphy, 85.
I got it right here.
Yeah, okay.
Zion, Ingram, Herb Jones, McCollum, Murphy. They got 5. That's the point we're trying to
You
make.
got some young guys in there, too.
From a talent standpoint, we just aren't there right now.
Right.
I just mentioned 3 Western Conference contenders, and they're all better than us.
Yeah. So what happened? Well, one of the things that happened is like, take, for example, number 80 on this list right now is Tyler Hero. I mentioned this earlier. Last year when this list came out, Kevin Huerter was ahead of Tyler Hero. Kevin Huerter, he's hurt right now. He did not have a very good year. He's nowhere near the top 100.
Well,
Harrison Barnes is declining a little. Harrison Barnes was borderline on that list. Malik Monk is probably gone. If Malik stays, that changes the whole equation.
Right. Hopefully, we got 3 in the top 100.
If you lose one of your top 3 players and you've got 2 of your starters from, the wonderful break the drought year who are declining, then you have a lack of talent that must be addressed.
Oh, fellas, this is
and where is De'Aaron in that again?
22.
And where's Domas in that 1 more time?
26. Which is that's
yeah, that's
good.
okay. But is that top end talent?
Not really.
That's the tough part.
No,
yeah,
ultimately, to win a championship, you need top 10 guys. You know what I mean? You got guys that can compete. Yes.
Well, I don't know how you're going to get one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. But how about this stuff?
De'Aaron gets better.
They
That's
have
really
to
your only
become
way.
that, right?
Yes.
Let me throw this guys at you. Who's a team we're going to be battling for playoff positioning with? The Houston Rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 top 100 guys.
What?
Yes.
Give them to me.
Şengün.
Okay.
Van Vliet.
Okay.
Can't hate on Van Vliet. Can't do that.
I'm not the biggest Şengün guy. I think he's highly overrated.
They got him at 44, though, Jay. It's not like he's top. He's
the
44.
overrated guy is coming up here.
Okay.
Jalen Green.
Not him.
Okay. He's a baller.
Dylan Brooks at 83, though.
Oh, yeah. He's a top
83.
100 guy. Come on.
Whitey's out on Dylan Brooks. And then Jabari Smith at 98.
Yeah.
Sneaking in there.
See? So
man, they're all young too for the most part.
Right.
So do you have it broken down by team? So if I asked you a team, do you have it?
Yeah, I got it right here.
How many do the Warriors have right now?
Golden State Warriors. Steph at 7. Draymond 53, Kuminga 81. So they got 3 in the
They have more than the Kings.
They even have more than the Kings. And they don't
Draymond,
have Klay
by the way,
Thompson.
I think is way too high on that list.
Yeah.
Probably, but
he belongs on there somewhere.
He went down back on April 10th when they did this. He was number 50. Right now he's 53. Kuminga stayed at 81.
Is there anyone that's under 2?
Detroit, I believe. Yeah, Detroit only has 1.
Was that Cade Cunningham?
Cade Cunningham. I'll even look at a team like Brooklyn. Question. They got 2. Mikal Bridges and Nick Claxton.
I don't see. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's look at
San Antonio.
Oh, I'm glad you. I was going. They got 2. Victor and Devin Vassell. Vassell's 74. His stock is rising too, according to them.
Both those guys' stocks are rising.
This is upsetting. All right. How about Utah? Utah shouldn't. I mean, they there.
I probably got 2.
2 or 3.
Marketing and Sexton.
Okay.
What about Portland?
Jeremy Grant's on there, I know. Oh, and Anthony Simmons
on there. And they got Malcolm Brogdon on there. Come on. So Portland got 3. So we got to improve the talent.
Yeah.
We got to
so
get better.
It's crystal clear. There's no debating it. You can debate how they do it, but it has to be done.
Right. And I could argue too, Whitey, I'm coming around to your point that you've made for the last couple of weeks. It doesn't even have to be Zach LaVine. It just has to be somebody. You got to just improve the roster, the talent somehow, some way.
I just think if you don't get it, maybe you decide not to get him, which is hard to imagine. But if you don't get him for some reason, you get outbid for him.
I'm like, dang, what else? Who else can you? Right.
I really want to think about that. Yeah. Coming up, today's mock draft has the Kings taking a guy whose stock is falling. But should we even be looking at the mock draft next on Sactown Sports?
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hello, Whitey here. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that not all gas grills are created equal. You want to bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, turning me into a grilling pro. Can't wait to get it going this weekend with features other grills cannot match. Built different, built to last, built better, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. And right now you can save up to $150 on select grills. Take advantage of that. Napoleon Grills and Accessories now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
It's the Make This the Summer event, and it's going on now at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi everyone, Leonard Harrington here, and I want to tell you how we make your buying experience at Lodi CDJR as easy as possible. You can come in for a visit, or you can do everything online at LodiCDJR.com. Just pick out the make and model you want and scroll through our large in-stock inventory. Next, schedule a test drive at the click of a button. If you want to finance your vehicle, you can start your paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here. And if you're looking to sell your vehicle or looking to buy, we'll give you an instant cash offer online too. At Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it easier than ever to put you into a new vehicle. It's what we do. Online at LodiCDJR.com or in person. We're right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
We all have some things from the past that we might regret, or better yet, might like to get rid of. I'm talking about that mistake you made years ago that still may be haunting you. How great would it be if that could be expunged and gone? Poof! just like that. But where do you go for something like that? Try the Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez is right here in downtown Sacramento, and he's here for you. Maybe you need someone for wrongful termination. Again, the Gonzalez Law Offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
What's going to happen next in this already tumultuous offseason for the Kings, who haven't done anything but they've seen Josh Giddey traded for Caruso today. Caruso to OKC. OKC now maybe with their piece that puts them over the top. The Chicago Bulls starting to rebuild things a little bit. Have a guy that was an excellent point guard in Oklahoma City. When he got moved off the ball, he wasn't very good. Now he's got the ball in his hands again. So what are the Kings going to do? I got to give Jay credit.
Yeah.
I don't see it this way. I don't see it the same way, but I give him credit because he's all in. He wants to make things happen. If I understood you right, Jay, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You're ready to trade Keegan if the right deal comes along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang.
Because I see championships, fellas.
Shoot.
I go for ships. Man.
What's the right deal then? Give me some names.
I'm shooting for a shooting star. I'm Michael Bridges. I'm looking for
Ingram,
the young
yes or
talent.
no?
No, I'm looking for someone a little younger and someone that's going to definitely improve me. Like the one thing we have is we have questions about Keegan. I'm in on Keegan, but I think we have questions about him. I want a confirmed, solid, guaranteed. I know I'm getting a star type guy. And that's why I say for all the things that we continue to talk about, either we're going to take some fringe, some guesses, or as I was sitting here listening to you guys talk about top end talent, like you got to go get top end talent to win a championship.
It's kind of scary how we really look at it.
It is.
Yeah,
like, look what Boston has.
Yeah.
Look what the Warriors have had. Look what, LeBron, like we're talking about the best guy in the league versus everybody,
Who's the last champion not to have a guy?
Pistons. I think really the Pistons.
Yeah, you might have to go back that far.
Damn.
Without one of the legitimately top, like 8 players in the
Right,
league or something.
right. All right, I got the list right here real quick. Celtics, Nuggets, Warriors, Bucks, Lakers, Raptors. Kawhi was the guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Warriors, Cavs, Warriors, Spurs, Duncan, Heat, LeBron, Mavs, Dirk, Kobe, KG and Pierce. Yeah, you got to go. Damn.
It's the Pistons.
Yeah, you got.
That's why it was so abnormal. It was like it was actually a team beating stars.
Yeah.
And some of it, too, was their main players were just better than anyone realized. But still.
Very true. They were pretty close to stars. And you talked about Rasheed White. And what's funny when you sit down and look at that, they're they have 2 Hall of Famers now with Ben Wallace and Chauncey, but they're going to maybe have 3, maybe.
Right.
We're talking about Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
What's a Tayshaun Prince, who was a defense do-it-all type guy, 3-and-D, super long. Like, it takes top-end talent to win in the NBA. I'm not playing around no more. And that's why the Zach LaVine, as much as, we're taking shots, we're also talking about top end talent in the league.
Right.
Kevin Huerter, no disrespect, he's not top end talent. Harrison Barnes is not top end talent. Like, I'm looking for guys with the knowledge of, I can't get Kevin Durant, I can't get Devin Booker, I can't get, certain guys. I want top end talent.
So I have to trade all my draft picks, right? Because as you said,
for sure,
everyone realizes right now, Kevin Huerter's value is low. It's about as low as it's ever been.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the Kings, and 2 points to what Jay is talking about. One, and I don't want to rehash history, but the reason why the Celtics are where they are is they hit on their top lottery picks. When you get a Jaylen Brown at number 3, a Jason Tatum at number 3, we did not hit on our top lottery picks. So that's another thing. But then also, do we have top level talent? Can De'Aaron Fox be a top 10 player in this league?
He could be. And
he's
your best chance of getting
He's our only chance, really. Let's keep it real. Sabonis, as great as he is, he's not that kind of dude. Keegan, hopefully his potential is all-star. I don't think he'll ever be top 5 MVP in the league. It's going to be on De'Aaron Fox to really elevate his game.
Yeah. Fairly or unfairly. Yeah. That's just the way it lays out for you.
Let me throw this at you, though. If you get a guy, and we're talking about going to get Kuzma, we're talking about going to get LaVine, which of those guys can develop into a top 20 guy in the league?
LaVine.
That's why could. Yeah. Not saying he will, but we've already seen Zach LaVine play I'm looking at some of his numbers when he was an all-star back in 2021, Whitey. 27.4 points per game, 41.9 from 3. He has that in him. I don't know what happened in Chicago the last couple of years. I think it's, a messed up franchise now.
There's some good reasons why he got that big contract in the first place. Right now we look at it like, whoa, he earned those numbers. He earned
those numbers. And so I think a fresh start for him, we could unlock some of that guy where he's not 78 on the Ringers list, but he turns into a top 30 guy. I think he still can be that guy.
So given that we had today on the Jason Ross and Company with Sam Amick and others, Sam Amick today was talking about how I don't think the Kings really want to make the pick. Should we even be looking at the mock drafts?
We got to fill time though. Can we play out? Because
isn't there a better way to say it? Well, you never know what's going to happen. You got to be prepared.
No, we got 4 hours each day. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Whitey, can we play that sound? No, because I think it's important for people to hear what Sam Amick said with Jason Ross and them earlier today, and his married cohort. This is Sam Amick earlier today, guys.
Couldn't tell you, buddy.
Are they going to keep the pick?
I mean, obviously plenty of chatter about them being aggressive and tied to Zach LaVine again, tied to who's the second name that you got tied to?
LaVine and Caruso. Then and then you got obviously the Kuzma thing chilling there. I mean, there's been a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think they're in the draft business right now. So I would lean toward lean towards them trying to get something done. But it's always hard when you don't know what those conversations have been. But I think, this is, we've talked about it back when Mike Brown's contract situation was in flux, just how important of an offseason this was and to finally, go all into whatever that means for them. When the West is as good as it is, when you got so much money out to Sabonis and Fox and Keegan Murray, getting better along the way, they need another piece. So I think they're going to be very active this week.
I think they need 2 pieces.
There you go.
They definitely need a piece.
Right. They might need 3 pieces.
Yeah.
If we're being honest,
3 piece extra crispy.
Right. And you were talking about Jerry Reynolds saying they need 2 starters, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, that's
especially again, if Malik leaves, that's going to be a huge hole they have to fill.
Yeah, exactly. It's and so I think, to Sam's point, he mentioned it too. This is a massive off season. And you got to sort of swing for the fences right here, especially given the fact that everybody else is improving and your 2 stars are in their primes right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a name that came up here. Sam Vecini's draft in the Athletic. We're not going to spend too much time on it because we agree. If the Kings end up making a pick, either it's one that they're making for someone else and we just won't know about it till later, or they weren't able to do what they wanted to do, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah. So we'll look at those names when we come right back. Drive, guys. Thanks for being with us today on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
You know, we've been talking about that outstanding J-Ross and them show. You realize all this stuff that Carmichael Dave has?
It's ridiculous, yeah.
I mean,
what do you got, wire cutters or something?
2 pair of wire.
I have no idea, man.
Salt and pepper.
No idea what he has going on.
Okay.
No idea, man. That guy. This is his own personal playground here. Huh?
I will say the coolest thing in here, and I don't know if this is pretty heavy, the DeMarcus Cousins shoe.
Right.
Yeah. This is really awesome. The DeMarcus Cousins.
That is pretty. That thing is massive.
Yeah, I don't think he signed it, though, but that's
that thing
a cool
is
piece.
huge. Yeah,
Yes.
that is.
But that's not actually Dave's, I don't think. It's just here.
It's just here. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why is he keeping that here?
Whoops.
You done broke a bobblehead.
Sorry about that. It's what happens when you have stuff all over the place. Here's the mock draft from Sam Vecini, New York Times, and The Athletic. At number 13, the Kings select Rob Dillingham.
Ooh.
League sources believe the Kings want to accentuate their ready-made core with other players they feel can help them win now. Right. Dillingham averaged 15 points a game. If the Kings end up keeping the pick, Dillingham would be an intriguing potential replacement for Malik Monk. No, that's wrong. Right? There's no way you bring in any rookie to replace Malik Monk.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I will say Dillingham is my son's guy. Like that's his pick. That's the guy he's high on. And, you know, I'm looking at Kevin O'Connor's write-up. Good ball handling, pull-up threat, good float game, movement shooter, electric bucket getter who is starting to develop as a playmaker, shades of Lou Williams and Bones Highland. I take that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's slipping, though, for some reason, right?
Yeah, he is. Also, this draft has OKC at 12 taking Bub Carrington, and someone else has links him to the Kings for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, there's a mock
I didn't know
JSON.
about that.
I forget which one it is. And he's 6'4". He's only 18, but he's 6'4". So one of the mocks now has – the mocks are getting crazy because
so
no one has
now
any idea who's
a lottery
going
pick?
one,
Right.
let alone 13.
Right. Exactly. That's true. If you can't get the first pick right, what makes me think you know? I didn't see Bub as a lottery pick at all. I wonder, was he a draft? You know, the NBA already sent out its invites for the green room, and I don't know if Bub was on that list or not. But
I actually have a partial list.
You
of
got
that.
the list?
I'm not sure if he's on. Let's see.
You and all your papers.
Green room invites for he got one of the second round, I guess, of invites.
Okay.
Carrington, Deron Holmes, Kyle Ware, and Tristan De Silva.
All right. Okay. So those
second
guys
round?
Well, when I say second round, I mean they didn't get the initial. They weren't in the initial round of invites that were sent out. But this is after, again, the NBA talks to scouts and GMs and just tries to get an idea, well, who's likely to get selected? Because they want the guys there that are being selected, and they want to avoid that dreaded, well, there he is, and no one's taken him yet.
Yeah, that would
Although
be
everyone
pretty
loves
bad.
that.
Right?
Don't fans love that?
You know, what I love the most about the draft, and, you know, we see it as sometimes when the guys come out of the stands, you know, and they're hey, you know, they're like second rounders, and they come up and shake Mark Tatum's hands. It's like, dude, you were hanging out there with Knicks fans in the rafters, but they were there at the draft. That's pretty sweet.
From ESPN, Tristan da Silva was a surprising omission from the NBA's early green room list, but he did earn the more recent invite. He has interest as high as Memphis at 9. Again, this is Tristan da Silva.
Wow.
But will likely fall into the next range, where an array of playoff caliber teams, including the Kings, Heat, Sixers, and Lakers, are all interested in his services.
And this is da Silva we're talking about.
Now, he would be one of those guys, as far as we know. No one really knows, but we think he's a guy that you could plug and play. There's a reasonable chance to think you could get something out of him from day
Right.
one.
Da Silva is one of the safer bets to find success in the NBA because of his two-way abilities. This is what O'Connor said. Shades of Kyle Anderson. Slow-mo.
Yeah, I don't
that doesn't excite you.
No.
You know, but I'm talking from a basketball IQ standpoint, you know, an ability to make the right play, you know, not try and get in your bag or anything like that. So I'm okay with that.
I suppose so. We also have from the Ringer, NBA players that could put teams over the top. 10 players that could put their teams over the top. So these are guys that should be available. We'll see if the Kings, I know the Kings aren't really in position where, oh yeah, well, you know, these guys will put us over the top. But would they be able to acquire any of these guys? They call them the Derek White All-Stars. I'll just run down the list.
Yeah, give me the list.
Stop me if you're anybody that you're interested in. These kind of hidden gems. Colin Sexton, Jazz.
Solid player, but
Denny Avdia, Wizards. Ayo Dosunmu, Bulls. Luke Kennard, Grizzlies. Unrestricted free agent.
I do like Luke Kennard.
You can shoot.
I do like Luke Kennard.
Day'Ron Sharp, Net Center. Reinventable talent. Anthony Simons, Blazers guard.
You know, I'm thinking of realistic guys here, so I'm not gonna.
Jeremy Grant.
Your boy. Yeah, I'm interested in Grant. I like Grant. What does he say about? What do they say, the Ringer, about Jeremy Grant?
Has the biggest contract of any player on this list, and at 30 years old, he's also the oldest. Last time he was in the playoffs, 2019-20, made the West Finals with the Nuggets. He was a total. See, I think the Kings have to be looking at him. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a totally different player then, almost exclusively defending, cutting, and shooting spot-up threes. Very little off the dribble like he does now. That's why he left Denver. He wanted to prove himself, went on to average 21 points in his 4 seasons since. But Jeremy Grant's teams have won an average of 24 games per year. So is it time for him to go back to winning? Versatile defender who can fit into any switching defense, still a knockdown shooter who can kind of score at the rim, capable of doing work off the dribble, much like Porzingis for Boston. Perhaps now he's at a stage of his career where he'd prefer a little more balance.
Okay. That sounds like a guy who's put up big numbers before, but now is really just about.
We don't know. That's the guess.
Right.
It's
that's
like, well, how does he feel about that?
How
It's
does
like,
he feel?
This is great, or I want to win.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm in on Jeremy Grant as your power forward. I take that move. Who else you got?
Dream Fit, they have Dallas for Jeremy Grant. Patrick Williams. Restricted free agent.
Yeah. I like Patrick. I think we all like him, but no chance Chicago lets him walk, I don't think.
Unless he comes with a Zach LaVine trade.
But I think that's why they're trying to trade Zach LaVine and these guys to re-sign a guy like Patrick Williams.
The Ringer says the Bulls have a difficult decision to make on Williams. Underwhelmed in Chicago as a number 4 pick. Inconsistent effort, subpar rebounding for a player with his body type. On the other hand, long defender at 6'7", versatility to switch and the potential to become a knockdown shooter. See, again, with the Kings, you have to look at some of these guys and squint and go, he could become something better than what he is.
But that's what we're talking about. Those are the guys we're looking at. We're not looking at ready-made stars, you know? We're looking at guys that, you know what, in a better situation, Josh Giddey could become something more than what he's shown already.
Could find an ideal role on a new team if the Bulls choose to sign and trade him or don't match an offer sheet. You're kind of high on Patrick Williams, aren't you, Jay?
Yeah, Jay's.
Yeah, I like him. I think he has upside. I think he's one of those, as you just said, you squint, you look at him, and okay, it might work here.
Something there.
Something there. Jalen Smith, right?
Yeah, and then the last name on this particular list, Bruce Brown.
Oh, I love him.
Raptors.
You love.
I
Bruce
do,
Brown.
but he doesn't work for the Kings for me because he's the guy that you look
over the top.
Yeah, the fringe guy. Yeah, it's like I'm right there to the championship.
We need somebody
kind of what we saw
little
Caruso
better.
today.
Yeah. I hear you on that. I made the mistake, guys. I don't even know if I follow Carmichael Dave on Twitter, but somehow some of his tweets came up.
What's a mistake?
Just looking at exactly right. Looking at any of his tweets. Go look at Zach LaVine's stats in games played. Now realize he'd be the highest paid player on the Kings for the next 3 years. Now ask yourself, is this the move? Yes. I just broke down, exactly why this narrative that he's injury prone. Now he is coming off injury. Yes. But I can't say he's injury prone when he played in 77 games the year before, when he played in 68 games the year before, when he played 58 games of a 65 game. Like Zach LaVine, to me, is not injury prone. Is he coming off an injury? Yes. And we know the history between him and the Kings. The Kings have tried to get him before.
Yeah. First of all, I say, bless Dave when he tries to talk basketball.
Let Dave cook. Let Dave cook.
Good job. Good effort. But seriously, the biggest flaw that I see in that tweet is when he says, "Is this the move?" They have to make more. There's not just one move.
It's not just one move.
Right. And that's why when you start to expand, we have to do more than one thing. Then it's impossible. It's irresponsible to say, nope, Zach LaVine ain't it.
Right.
You just can't afford to do that if he might be available.
He's one of the things that you do. He's not the magic pill or cure-all or anything like that.
That pill has not been invented.
Exactly. But here's the question when it comes to Zach LaVine and that contract. Sure, you can trade for Zach LaVine, take on the massive contract. You still have your mid-level. But what does that do for you financially as an owner? Are you, as an owner, willing to, okay, I'm got LaVine and I'm going to use my full mid-level? Or if you bring on a Zach LaVine from an ownership standpoint, you don't want to spend. Like, that's the question that nobody knows regarding the Sacramento Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've seen other ownership. Like, Wick Grousbeck of the Celtics has gone on record. He doesn't care. Whatever it takes to get a championship, he's willing to spend. I don't know that about Vivek. That's a key part of all of this. If he's not willing to, trade for a guy like Zach LaVine, take on that contract, and also use the full mid-level, also pay Malik Monk, then, that's a different discussion we're having. But from a basketball standpoint, I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Related to that is why Keegan is such a key to this for the Kings. Because, speaking of the finances, as we've discussed a million times, given that you drafted him, as long as you want to keep him, you can pay more. You can pay into the tax thresholds if you choose to. And once you get rid of him, you bring in somebody else. You can't do that because of the whole with bird rights and everything.
Right.
So that's why, to Jay's point about trading Keegan, I don't think I would really consider trading Keegan for all those reasons until trade deadline this year at the earliest.
Right.
And if it's just like, you know what, for whatever reason, it's not working, but this guy.
Because you got his bird rights. Right?
Yeah. This guy, it's just not a fit here for whatever reason, but he still has upside, and there are teams that see, what he could become. There's value there. Then maybe I would consider it. But right now, I don't think you can consider it.
Not even for some a known commodity that's on the hook for 3 or 4. Like Mikal Bridges is on the hook for 3-4 more years.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand what you're saying. I would not do that yet. I'd have too much invested in him. And it's not like he stunk.
Right.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, he improved. He got better. But here's the thing, and this is something I think Matt Moore said it in his write-up.
I liked what you called him earlier.
I forgot.
Something more.
Mordecai or something.
Mordecai or something like this.
It was good, whatever it was.
That's my bad, man.
No, it was funny.
It's nothing personal. But I think it was his report that talked about if you do go for a guy like LaVine, does that impact Keegan Murray? It shouldn't. But from a financial, are you willing to also give Keegan Murray $200 million or $180 or whatever it would be?
Yeah, it's a great question. Zach LaVine would upgrade the Kings talent-wise, but is he really a great fit? That's next. We'll get to the phones as well when we come back to the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Comfortable start on Friday with temperatures in the mid-50s. A much warmer afternoon will be in the upper 90s. Expect triple digits on Saturday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have multiple years of unfiled taxes or owe more than $8,000? The tax attorneys at Allies Tax Relief are your ally and will stop the IRS from garnishing your wages or levying your bank account. Call 800-230-5174.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day. We're treating our Tropic Rewards members to a free smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Order an app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. 3 cheers to our Tropic fam. Terms and conditions apply.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ready to fuel your spirit of adventure with Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. It's time to crank up the excitement. Calling all thrill seekers. Are you ready for an adrenaline-packed journey? Introducing the Kia Telluride, the ultimate companion for your next adventure. Picture this: blazing trails through uncharted territories, conquering the wild with the power and precision of the Kia Telluride. With Kia Vacaville, you can join the expedition and experience the thrill of off-road exploration like never before. With its rugged design and cutting-edge features, the Kia Telluride is your passport to unforgettable adventures. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Head to Kia Vacaville today and gear up for the adventure of a lifetime during their summer sticker sales event. Your adventure starts now. Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit Kia Vacaville today. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
It's amazing how many Kings fans that we're hearing from are arriving at the same spot, having taken the same journey as, well, I know I've taken. I think Drapes took a much more direct route to wanting Zach LaVine. Ivan Escobedo says it's a huge gamble trading for LaVine, but keeping the team as is, assuming Monk leaves, we are not most likely, not even in the playoffs next year, the Kings have to shake things up. Yeah. Lil Uzi Vert didn't want LaVine, but since Monk is leaving, it must be done.
And he goes on to say, what guard can we realistically get in the current market to fill the offensive void Monk leaves when he goes? LaVine's contract is bad, but he fits the bill. Let me say this. Is LaVine's contract bad? Meaning, if he returns to 25 points per game, 38, 39% three-point shooting, is that a bad contract? That's what it's bad if he only plays 25 games and he can't play and he's injury prone and all that. But I just went down the games played to 77, 67, 58 in a 72 game season, 60 in a 65 game season. And so if we can get 26, 27 points per game from Zach LaVine, is that a bad contract?
It's unwieldy. It's only bad if you got him and he doesn't play well.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying.
If you had LaVine here, could you still even could you fit Kuzma? I mean, could you?
No, because you would do it by way of trade. Yes.
Okay.
Everything, as long as you trade for it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Theoretically.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Time for Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
Yes, sir. Check it. Drake's Whitey, Jane and back. What's up?
What's up, TC?
Hey, just tapping in. Hey, so look, check it out. Hey, I'm all in. So, hey, we were talking, I think that was you, Drake, when you were talking about why not get both of them, LaVine and Kuzma. I think that might be the move, bro. We might be trying to pull off a trade with them dudes. We don't know if Caruso was like, you know what, man, y'all can trade me in this deal, but I might not sign with that, right? Who's to say that?
Right.
Who's to say he didn't talk to his agent and say, you know what, I don't want to sign. So Monty probably fell back and said, well, I don't want to do the deal. Well, I want to do the deal, but let's get LaVine because Caruso saying, so you might as well work out a separate deal for Caruso. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate, bro, but I'm all in on LaVine. King fans, we can't keep saying that we need a guy in here and then talking about LaVine's bad. Everybody's saying LaVine's bad because of his contract. Bro, you got to pay for points. The dude is a 20-point scorer. That dude is a bucket getter, bro. Zach LaVine, we're talking about, Kings fans. You get Zach LaVine in here, bro, with Keegan, Fox, and Domas. Who's guarding who? You can't double team nobody. If anything, bro, he's going to open it up for Fox and Domas, and that's going to make us unguardable, big dog. We got to use our heads, Kings fans. That'd be a smart move to do, period. As far as the Keegan trade, bro, I want Keegan. But listen, in my opinion, Keegan's not untradeable, bro. If Brooklyn or the Pelicans said, we don't want anybody else, bro, the Pels, like, we'll trade Keegan straight up for B.I., or if Brooklyn and Jordy called and said, hey, Mike, I'm going to give you Mike Kell, bro. Just give me Keegan. I don't want nothing extra. We just want a one-for-one trade. He's out of here, bro. I'm trading those two trades. I'm trading that guy in a heartbeat, dog. That dude's not untouchable. Keegan, I love Keegan, but for the right trade, he's out of here. Kings fans, use your head on Zach LaVine. That dude is a bucket getter, bro. Think about the offense, how it'd be, dog. That's all I got. Check it.
Dang.
As far as the Keegan goes, let's not to bring the room down after everybody's so excited about TC, but yeah, I mean, you're not going to get Bridges straight up for Keegan, right? I mean,
right.
You're putting a couple first rounders.
Yeah, so
right, you're sweetening the pot.
Ingram, I don't want because Ingram wouldn't want to be here, and then he would be a rental.
Yeah, he's only 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah,
he's about to become a free agent next year.
Now, if he said, "Oh, I love it in Sacramento," let me resign. That's different, but I don't imagine that's the case. But thank you, TC.
Let me ask you something, guys.
Yeah,
real quick. And this is something I've thought over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I haven't put it out there because I've had to really sit down and look at Zach LaVine, hear the different opinions, kind of know where we're going. But my question to you guys and to the Sac Sports 1140 listeners, 916-339-1140. You removed last year from Zach LaVine, and it's hard because it's a what have you done for me lately league, right? So I get that. If Zach LaVine comes in prior to last year, is he not the best player on this Kings team? Like, you take away last year,
No, because I understand your question. If you go back to last year,
because De'Aaron's coming off the best year of his
guys
career.
that were all league. But, I mean, it's an interesting point.
I'm looking at Zach LaVine's career, man.
Like, I mean, we're talking about someone,
and this
is the and Drapes. I know where you're going.
Yeah,
and that's why I said I've thought about this the last 2 or 3 years, and so now let's infuse last year, and also let's infuse last year's De'Aaron. I think we can all agree De'Aaron had a great year, but it wasn't the magical season. Just like we saw clutch player of the year,
no
right?
question. I don't think anyone could debate that.
If you're asking me, and it's just my opinion.
Yes.
I think we saw the real De'Aaron closer last year than we saw clutch player of the year De'Aaron. That's me. I think he probably, and it's no disrespect to that, because I mean, we're talking about close to an all-league player, all-star caliber. Like, he's going to be knocking on the door every single year. But so is Zach LaVine when he's healthy. Like, we're talking about potentially a top 25 guy. And he's been, let's go back to some lists the year before. This dude was a top 25 guy.
Right.
I mean,
it's close, man. Like, we're coming down to the point to where if you put a Zach LaVine, we're talking about probably 3 top 30 guys. Now we're cooking with grease. Now guess where the pressure.
I'm talking about, Jay.
Right, and guess where the pressure now goes on. And let's just say for whatever reason, and I'm knocking on wood, you get Zach LaVine, a top 30 guy, and Malik Monk comes back. Now, guess what? The Bruce Browns, the KCPs, the DeAnthony Meltons, the fringe guys start to look a little bit better because we got top 3, we got 3 top 30 guys. And so when it's all said and done, for me, the plan always kicks back to, and this is the Keegan Murray thing. If for whatever reason you believe Keegan Murray, you want to sit and wait and pay respects, and you got the bird rights and whatever the heck you want to call Keegan Murray's contract or situation, then I'd rather have 3 top 30 guys and be waiting on Keegan to let's figure out what Keegan is compared to, I know what I got known commodities. Injuries happen all the time. We ain't talking about Kawhi Leonard here. Like, Drapes has made that a point. This is not Kawhi Leonard. Zach LaVine is not, well, as of right now, I mean, the man is 26 years old. Let's give him a benefit of the doubt.
Right, and that's my point. And Jay, I feel like he has this narrative about him that just isn't true. Injury prone. Like, 3 years ago, 21-22, 24 points per game, 3-point percentage, 39%. Better than close to 5 rebounds and 5 assists. 2 years ago, 25 points per game, 37.5% three, 77 games played. 2 years ago, he played Fox numbers 77 out of 82 games.
It is so obvious that he's an excellent fit for the Kings, all things considered, that we're going to have to start toning down how much we like him. Because
when it doesn't happen,
we're driving up. Pascal Siakam heard all the Kings saying things about him to drive down his asking price. We're going to have to try to keep his value down so that we're
saying hyping it up too much.
Yes,
yes. Gar Foreman and the Bulls brass, they're listening to us right now and saying, you might be right. You're right. Like, I you know what? This to me is the guy. He is the guy. One of the pieces you go. He's the top end talent that we're talking about.
Chris joins us on Sactown
Sports.
Sports. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Dog.
Hey, guys. I'm enjoying the show. Hey, I just have a question. We're talking about all these players and contracts, and I love the conversation. We're a smaller market team. We have a smaller market owner. Is Monty being constricted by our luxury tax? I mean, can he go over the luxury tax? Have you guys heard anything? How does that play into our off season? And I'll take the answer off the air. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a good question. I'm not sure we really definitively know the answer.
That's the $1 million question, right? And that's something we were just talking about. And I'll go back to, this is January, so things may have changed. I was told the luxury tax will not hold us back from pursuing a championship. That was back in January, though. That was, somebody in the organization that told me that. That was in January. I don't know if that's still the same or not. But if finances are an issue, then LaVine, even in Ingram because eventually you're going to have to re-sign him. Are we going to give Ingram a $40 to $50 million contract if we trade for him? And so then then becomes the conversation turns to, all right, who can we get on the $20 million, $25 million range? Maybe your boy Kuzma, like we've talked about. Maybe that's more realistic than a $40 million guy.
Yeah. One more piece of that. That's the biggest piece. Mm-hmm. But, for example, if Monk were to stay, Jay just said, well, you get Kuzma and you get Monk. If Malik stays, the Kings would have to do some maneuvering or else they would lose the mid-level exception. It's called the exception because it's like, you're over the cap, but you because you're a non-taxpayer, you get this exception. But if you keep Malik, then you would become a taxpayer, then you might lose that exception.
Or let me ask you, though.
My point is that has nothing to do with Vivek or, it's just those are the
rules. Would you lose it, or is it order in which you do things?
I think it's,
you know what I mean?
You would, there would be things you could do salary-wise where you could squeeze back up.
Right. Okay. All right.
It's not set in stone.
Right. Yeah. And the second apron is really that one that limits you. I mean, because Phoenix is having that issue right now where they are really hamstrung. They can't sign anybody unless it's vet minimum. Right. And they just can't do anything over there.
Mm-hmm. So. Looking ahead to next year, should we just give the Celtics next year's title too? Next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Comfortable start on Friday with temperatures in the mid-50s. A much warmer afternoon will be in the upper 90s. Expect triple digits on Saturday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family.
Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Hey, it's Dasha. Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Bonnie Plumbing, Electrical Heating and Air, and the U.S. Marines.
My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the all-star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. And Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to upsizematters.com. Go to upsizematters.com. Make that change. Make the all-star team. Get your girth on.
Wanted me, I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You know, I get it. We've been talking Kings all afternoon here. Still digesting the information that Caruso was traded to Oklahoma City for George Kittle. Maybe that's why some people in the chat, Drapes, Jay, dear listener, get a little punchy. Ben Simmons' name has come up.
No way. Who said Ben Simmons?
Yeah, I didn't say. His name came up here. And he's getting a little run here. We're not going there, but that's just kind of where it is right now. You know, you
Somebody
start
really
spitballing
said that?
who's got talent, who's available. How about talented players who could be available? Well, I have one. And then, you know, all of a sudden, what about Ben Simmons? No. Ben Simmons hasn't proven, A, that he's physically able to play basketball anymore. B, he hasn't proven that he wants to play basketball.
I'm looking for this. Who said this? Did I miss it?
Yeah, there's a couple of them here.
Oh,
it's on the YouTube.
Ben Simmons. Oh, my gosh. Come on. What are we doing? Ben Simmons?
Gold, silver, and diamond. Simmons is a free agent after this year. Has a similar contract as LaVine. Anyway, like I said, we get a little punchy. That's all.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And somebody, I'm on the text line 323. Do we need another ball dominant guard? Didn't we try this with Halliburton? Two totally different players, right? Halliburton, LaVine's a finisher. Halliburton's a starter. Like
LaVine, I think he probably has played some one, but he's a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, he's a 2 or a 3.
And
Halliburton's
a 1. And
when we talk about having a ball, he needs. I don't think LaVine needs the ball in his hands to be effective. I think, like I said before, the loss of Lonzo Ball really forced him to have the ball in his hands a lot more, and the lack of a point guard really hurt that Bulls team, I thought.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a really good question, but bottom line is he's been more of an off guard. But it is a question as to whether it's all going to fit, of course. There's lots of questions. Yeah. But right now you have to assume those risks, especially if it's true. Going back, was it last year at the deadline where Zach LaVine said, "Oh, I would like to go there." Remember?
Right.
Yeah. And we don't get that a lot.
We signed him to the offer sheet,
yeah,
you know,
right,
and they got matched. Remember?
Yeah, yes.
Like he was coming here. He wanted to come here.
I wanted him then, and I was hearing from big. What, are you crazy?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I mean, the dude is a bucket getter. He's efficient, you know, and I understand he's coming off an injury. The question is, when you look at his medicals, is he going to be okay? Like, we're talking, if he's healthy, if this injury he can come back from, go get him. Now, if he's damaged goods and, you know, is going to have issues or, you know, medicals don't check out, no, don't make that deal. But this whole notion that he's injury prone, I just proved that he's not injury prone.
By the way, I haven't seen anything suggesting that, he's having problems.
Right, nothing at all.
In fact, it's possible he could have played last year, but he decided they're going to move me and they're not going anywhere. And, you know, the two sides may have decided, why don't you just sit out the rest of the year?
Yeah, exactly. And see, but this is the problem. Kings fan Dan, my concern with LaVine is he can get hurt easily. Show me where he gets hurt easily. What
does that mean?
Yeah, what does that actually mean? The guy had an injury, 25 games. You know who else has dealt with injuries? Zion. Will we not be wanting to get a guy like Zion? Anthony Davis. Will we not want an Anthony Davis who just played 78 games last season? Zach LaVine last year had the 25 games. Year before that, 77 games, 67 games, 58 games, but that was in a shortened season, 72 games, 60 games in a 65-game season. And so I'm looking at the last 5-6 years for Zach LaVine. And out of those, only one am I really concerned about the injury, and that was this past year.
You've really touched on something. I just decided to Google, is Zach LaVine injury prone?
Okay.
And this article comes up from Empire Sports Media. The Knicks need to stay away from injury-prone Bulls star. LaVine's career, characterized by volatility and frequent injuries, makes him a high-risk option. Further down, an objective look at Zach LaVine on Reddit. Zach isn't injury-prone, LOL.
That's what I'm saying. It's this narrative.
The perception is
he had
that
some
he's
injuries his
injury-prone.
early in his career, his third and fourth years. But since then, he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight years of being relatively healthy. So that's what I'm talking about, Whitey. People are watching too much ESPN, on Twitter too much, and you get this narrative about you, which just isn't. The dude played 77 games 2 seasons ago.
This is from Pippin Ain't Easy.
Oh my God.
Zach LaVine injury history. His knee has proven to be a problem throughout his career. This was, I think, a couple of years ago.
When was this?
And again, I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I think it's a really interesting point because everyone is assuming this, and you're pointing out not necessarily true. Knee soreness in 2022. He tested positive for COVID.
that can't be. You can't count that.
I know. Health and safety
protocols. Come on.
Yeah. Quad 2020. He's a basketball player. Ankle 2018. ACL 2017. All right. He plays hard.
82 games his second year. Then he had the 47. What was that? 2017, 16, 17. His injury history.
I'll get to it here. ACL in 2017.
All right, the ACL. There you go.
Yeah.
Came back and played 24 the next year. He was still recovering from ACL. Had the ankle
in 2018.
Right. Then 63 games, and that was out of 82. 60 games out of 65. 58 out of 72. 67 out of 82. So he's going to miss probably 10 to 15 games.
I mean, he did have COVID.
Oh yeah, the COVID. Got to hold that against him. And
Okay, so he has had some injuries, but none of them have cost him other than the ACL. He has had some injuries, Kyle, but I think you can be injured and still, it's not like he's missed huge chunks of season where he's a real risk physically. But I obviously want to have my doctors take a long look at his x-ray.
You know what's interesting about this, Whitey? Can I just do this?
Please.
I readily admit Zach LaVine is coming off an injury season, a season when he played, 24 games. But I got a fan base who is yelling at me and telling me right now, go get Brandon Ingram. The 5 years prior to that, Zach LaVine played more games than Brandon Ingram. So who's more injury prone? You tell me. And so that's why I'm not buying this narrative that, this guy's damaged goods or he's injury prone. I mean, there's a difference between getting hurt and injury prone. Zach LaVine throughout his career has been hurt, but I don't think he's injury prone.
I do think you'd want to manage his load a little bit, depending on how the foot feels. And I think that's fine.
Right. Yeah. But here's, especially coming back this year. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you. But if I can get Zach LaVine for 70 games, 72 games, remember he played 77 2 years ago. I'm okay. In today's NBA, when you look at, some of the older players, especially in this league, the margin is 65. That's the threshold, right?
Right.
I'm very confident that depending on how this last injury is, but LaVine can give you 65 or more games.
Johnny Ponderosa, no to LaVine because injuries and low defense.
See, but if
I heard it said quite that
low
way,
defense, Johnny Ponderosa is the same guy that said Finney Smith and Bol. Come on, that's not doing enough for me. This Kings team, let me ask you this, Whitey. And Jay, I'll bring you in on this.
Those are good players. When you said that made me laugh.
I know. It's like,
but I get it.
When you look at the Kings, and we're going to put Malik Monk to the side because we don't know his situation. Fourth quarter, who do we trust to step up and make buckets?
De'Aaron Fox.
That's all I got.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
As great as Keegan is, as great as our boy Keon Ellis, Davion, HB, Herter, all those guys. We know that Zach LaVine can get you a bucket at any point of the game. And I think that's where we really struggle. When you look at the Kings struggling over the last couple of years, it hasn't been the defense, fellas. When push comes to shove, the Kings offense has failed them in the most critical of times. Game 7 against the Warriors, that whole series against the Warriors, against the Pelicans, our offense couldn't do anything. And so if you're asking Domantas Sabonis to be your second best offensive player, that's asking a lot. Domas, to me, could be a great third best scorer on your team. Zach LaVine comes in, and now Zach second, De'Aaron's first, Domas third, Keegan fourth. Now you got a team.
Thing is, the Kings ain't the only team the Bulls have been talking with about Zach LaVine. We'll break down some of those numbers, and we'll get to those Celtics and whether we should just give them the banner for next year, too, when we come back to Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but it's been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento. And I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 76 years. Look for made in America brands like Stanton, Sam Moore, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sale event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Make This the Summer event?
Well, it boils down to this one question. Do you want a great deal? Hoblet has it. Right now, you can save up to $13,500 off MSRP on remaining new 2023 Dodge Challenger or Dodge Chargers, starting as low as $25,595. There's just a handful left, and after this month, it's all done.
So this is it. After this month, the savings are all gone.
Yep. So if you've been putting it off, but you've dreamt about getting one of these cars, you better stop by Hoblet Dodge in historic downtown Woodland fast.
You won't find a bigger selection or better deals on the vehicle you want than Hoblet Dodge right now. Don't miss your opportunity. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$13,500 total net savings after $89.20 factory rebates and $45.80 dealer discount. At least 10 of this net savings. $25,595 net price after $64.20 factory rebates. Rebates may include $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of First Responder Association. VIN number 607624. See dealer for details.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. It's an unbeatable lineup of shows you won't want to miss. First up at Thunder Valley on June 22nd, don't miss NSYNC and Backstreet stars Joey Fatone and AJ McLean as they bring back the hits. On June 28th, it's country sensation Lee Brice lighting up the stage, all at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. And check out your Live Nation lineup on August 4th. Don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater, featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, catch Donnie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And then on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And coming up September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Visit livenation.com for all your ticket information. And stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento Summertime Heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports.
Hey, this that Eastside Johnny Big Redemption.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
If you're one of those Kings fans who doesn't want to see the Kings acquire Zach LaVine, we may have good news for you. It's a Drive Guys here. Of course, we've been talking all day about the moves that were made today and how they could impact the Kings, with the Bulls sending Alex Caruso to OKC for Josh Giddey. What does that mean for the Kings? What does it mean for a potential trade involving Zach LaVine coming to Sacramento? This was from earlier today, Chicago, NBC Sports Chicago, and we'll get you the most recent update in a moment here. But this is what they had to say about the situation in Chicago and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's future isn't the only trade scenario that has been discussed. Sources said that Carnicelvas, the GM there in Chicago, has floated as many as 15 proposals centered on Zach LaVine to various teams, including the Sacramento Kings, Utah Jazz, Orlando Magic, and Philadelphia 76ers. That was this morning. Now we have an update, and if this update is accurate, Kyle, it looks like the field is narrowing.
Yeah, our boy Casey Johnson, NBC Sports Chicago, came out with a report. And regarding Zach LaVine, I'm just reading from the website. He says, quote, let me pull it up here, Whitey. I just had it. I just lost it here. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. League sources reiterated that the Bulls remain active on several trade fronts centered on Zach LaVine, including with the Utah Jazz and Philadelphia 76ers.
And
period. Period. With a T at the end. Period.
That's not good.
That's not good.
For anybody who wants to see Zach LaVine come here. Because
that's not good.
The Kings' best shot at getting him was probably if no one else really wanted him. But if you got those two teams.
Now you got to compete.
Including a Utah team that has a lot of draft picks. Tough for the Kings to compete with that.
Very tough.
Unless you think, hey, Toyota Camry, not even Camry, Toyota Corolla.
Corolla LE.
What do you think?
Yeah, the LE.
Yeah.
The base model.
I've always driven Toyotas, by the way. I love Toyotas.
And what color? White, too, right? Like, isn't white the cheaper one? Like, if you get black, that's a premium, I think. So
people always say white cars don't look as dirty, but I don't have you ever heard that? It
yeah,
makes
I've
no
heard
sense
that.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's too many white cars out there on the streets, if you ask me. I never a white car guy. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, this is here's the thing, too, though. This is if Danny Ainge is in on Zach LaVine, I want to be in on Zach LaVine. That tells me something right there. Let's keep it real. And you're right about the package. I mean, Utah has a boatload of draft picks. I mean, think about the players that they've unloaded the last couple of years. So they got picks coming out the wazoo. And if they're willing to throw them picks, we can't compete with that.
Yeah. And the other thing is it shows you that Utah they're not fooling around.
Right.
They're patient. But if they see a chance to do something that really improves their chances to compete, now they're going to do it, which makes the field in the West that the Kings are contending with even more competitive.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a series of these, Kyle. Maybe they lose Zach LaVine. Maybe the Kings do. Maybe they don't. But it's going to be a lot of, they're after this guy. He's gone.
Yeah.
Then it's going to have to be, all right, what's next?
It's interesting too. We've talked about Zach LaVine and the injury situation. Let me pull this up right here. I don't know when this was posted, Whitey, but Zach LaVine on Instagram. Here we go, right here. 4 days ago, not 4. Excuse me. He posted a reel last week of him working out in the gym, doing things, playing a little pickup, little, one-on-one drills, things like that. And so, to me, based on this reel that he posted, it shows that the commitment, it's not like he's just not working on his game or going through the motions or anything like that. He posted something and it said the caption, "Just a glimpse." And it showed just a glimpse of some of the work he's doing, boxing drills, in the gym, one-on-one drills. I don't know how accurate this is. When was this taken or filmed? But he looks good, man. It's this whole notion that he's not committed and all that. No, at 29, give me Zach LaVine.
We have got to get Danny Ainge on the phone to tell him how injury prone Zach LaVine is, right?
Oh man,
He's
I
like
wish.
a straw man, Danny.
I know. Or tell him to give us John Collins, my boy John. We gotta get Danny on somehow. Oh man.
Here's the deal financially with Caruso. Did this have anything to do with why the Kings didn't get him? I don't know. But Caruso, right now on one of the league's best contracts, just under $10 million a year. But he's eligible July 6th for an extension. So the Bulls may have looked at this, and the Bulls, they're with Caruso kind of the same way the Kings were with Monk, where the most they could offer is 4 years, 78.8. That was the most they could offer him. They may have seen that and said, or maybe he told them, I'm going to want more than that. And that could be why they traded.
So they got rid of him early.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah,
because he still has 1 year left. They could have been next year in the same situation that we're in with Malik.
You're right. That deal for 10 becomes fully guaranteed on June 30th.
Right.
But he is eligible for an extension in July.
Yeah.
So that might have had something to do with it. I don't know.
And somebody says the lack of Sacramento in talks could also mean Monk agreed to stay and we aren't interested anymore. I would still be interested. Like, and where is Monk our starting two guard? Are we starting Kevin Huerter at 2? Keon Ellis?
I could be way off, but I would assume if you're keeping Malik, you would have had to tell him you're the starter. Total gas, bud. Especially if he get more money elsewhere. If he's staying, he's starting. That'd be my guess.
Yeah. I don't know if I would promise that. Like, I don't know if I could promise that. And if that's the case, let's keep it real. A backcourt rotation of Fox, Malik, Keon, and Kevin Huerter. That's our backcourt 4. I'm of the ilk in believing that if you trade for Zach LaVine, you also can keep Malik Monk. Fox, LaVine, Monk, Keon Ellis. I think I know which backcourt I would want to take. And so I don't, if Malik is getting a promise that he's going to be the starter, then I think we really got to upgrade our depth still in the backcourt. Somebody saying, well, the backcourt isn't the problem. Somebody from the 3-2-3, Kings fans, our biggest problem isn't with our guard play, assuming we bring Malik back. It's more at forward. We should focus our efforts on bringing in players with size and length for opposing teams to be afraid of. 3-and-D is what we need. I think we need all that. Like, I don't think it's an either or. I think even with Malik, I think we need to upgrade the backcourt. We need to upgrade the talent in the backcourt. How about that? And then also still the front court.
I wish I was as optimistic as everyone else about Malik.
Right. It really doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or no, I should say. Ashley joining us, Sactown Sports. Hello, Ashley. What's up? Thanks for hanging on.
Not much. I just heard you guys talking about Zach LaVine situation, and personally, I'm out on LaVine if we're not able to get Caruso. with him, and obviously now we can't since he's already been dealt. I think that with his price point, though, if we're able to get him without having to give up both Herter and Barnes, I think at that point I would be okay with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I think we're giving up too much depth if we give up both.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ashley. I just feel like if this report is accurate, and if Philly and Utah are talking, my guess is the price has already gone beyond Herter.
Yeah,
plus
if they're in
plus.
the mix, yeah, that's especially like you said with Utah. And then you look at Philly. I need to check their situation. I would imagine a package would center around Tobias Harris out there for Zach LaVine. Let me look up the Sixers payroll and roster.
Somebody points out, and I apologize. It's Aaron. Aaron says, "Oh, we need the Magic to get Clay, and then that's one team you could cross off Malik's list." Maybe, but I saw somewhere, I forget who wrote this, some are saying the Magic have so much cap space, they could actually sign both.
Really? Oh, man.
I don't know why Malik would go there if they get Clay.
If they get Clay. Yeah, I'm looking at Orlando. Their cap space is $49.5 million. So they could offer 25 and 20 to, and get both of them. You're right about that. I'm looking at the Sixers cap situation and who they have going forward. Man, the Sixers got tons of – Tobias Harris actually, I believe, is going to be a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent going forward.
I saw someone said that Orlando was going to get him too.
Really? Oh, man. I don't know what the Sixers could offer in terms of a trade.
They don't have any players under
They don't
contract.
have any players, really. Yeah, they got Embiid. They have Maxey going forward, but almost everybody else.
Yeah, it's not a lot. You're right. Their cupboard is bare.
That's why they have so much money being able to spend here. Yeah, Tobias a free agent, Buddy Hield, DeAnthony Melton,
Oubre's a free agent.
Covington, Batum, Oubre. Like they got a lot of guys. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. I got them with like 5 guys under contract. Like they're going to revamp. And somebody, I think it's Sham, said that they're, quieting on the Paul George front.
They're
too.
quieting.
Yeah, they're taking a step back when it comes to Paul George.
Send them our way.
Jay want everybody, man.
I just want some top end talent.
I want some talent.
This team ain't ready. Man. This team ain't even close to a championship.
Damn.
Give me Paul George. Now we're starting to talk. We're getting a little closer. Give me Zach LaVine. We're talking a little closer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Where does it stand on this busy day, which is just the beginning of free agency? We're back with that and more. Your calls 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Drive Guys right back on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
John's playing the Cardinals right now in Alabama at Rickwood Field. We haven't talked at all about the passing of the great Willie Mays. Just real quick, to me, one of the most amazing things is the reaction. There's no one saying, he was way before my time. It's like everyone, even people that couldn't possibly remember him, are saying, oh, he was the greatest ever. That's how big his legacy is.
Yeah, and think about, everything that he went through, showboater, just the racism that he had. Like, he was before his time.
Yes,
in
you're
terms
right.
of
Yeah,
being,
good point.
an entertainer too, like giving the fans a show.
Mhm.
Like he was before his time when it came to stuff like that.
That's the thing about this game, and I understand. It's a great opportunity to remember Willie Mays, but anytime you're talking about the Negro Leagues, what are we really celebrating? You know what I mean? Baseball. I mean, yes, you should honor those people, but let's not overlook why they had to play in that league in the first place.
Exactly.
It's a slippery slope, to say the least.
Yeah, and I'm watching. Oh man.
The Matos.
So they're playing at Rickwood Field, and the right field line is pretty short. It's pretty short. It's like 300 or something like. I thought that was a routine fly ball, and that thing kept carrying
goes
a
yard.
3-run job, huh? Tied it at 3.
How about that?
Top of the third. Watch
Yeah.
this one, Whitey. Watch this.
Yeah. Well, Trace is, as you can see, it's a slider away, and he just
Look at a little pop up, right?
Yeah. Look at the pictures. Like, all right,
Like, no
that's
way.
a can of corn. Yeah.
Is this what it's going to be like here at down Sutter Health Field?
By the way, I asked Jay, Mr. Baseball, hey, the Giants are on. He's like, I don't.
He not watching the Giants?
It's the Giants.
He ain't watched the A's earlier either.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, all right.
I watched the. I'm watching the game.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much else to, quantify my attention.
Do you know what I mean, though, Jay? It's like, that's great to honor these players. There's a guy who's 99 there.
Yeah.
But be careful about what you're really celebrating. Right?
Yeah, 100%. It's you definitely have to be careful. We've had this conversation about the Masters.
Yeah.
Golf tournament. We've had this conversation when we had president of Negro League Baseball Museum, Bob Kendricks, and he eloquently put it in a perfect place. We're not trying to push aside the statistics of what has happened in baseball. We're trying to honor the things that these other ball players accomplished as well. And we want to make sure that they are a part of our history because they are history. And too many times, some of the greatest players have been pushed aside because they weren't necessarily under the MLB banner.
Yeah.
They were in a different league. And so I think that's kind of where they're going to it. And I said this to you guys, it's a PR push for baseball right now. Unfortunately, baseball is struggling. They really are struggling. They've lost their grip on the younger generations, and they're trying to figure out a way to get back to it. And the other part of it, they've had bad PR what feels like forever. The last 10, 12, 15, 20 years. I can't really remember when baseball has been looked at as something positive in the masses. And so I think that's what baseball is. They're trying to correct some of their wrongs, and that's okay, with the fact of, still telling the true history. And, I don't know if there's a perfect place or a median to even land on that, fellas.
Yeah.
I really don't.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jeff has been hanging on. Jeff, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's up?
Good afternoon, Whitey Drapes. I'm going we got to lay off the Zach LaVine. That's going to kind of cripple us in pay, because if you start thinking about Monty, he is head over heels with Keegan. He ain't going to have anything but trying to figure out how to get him to be what he thinks he is, an all-star. If he thinks he's an all-star, he's got money set aside that he knows he has to pay for him. How are you going to afford him, LaVine, Foxy, and Sabonis? That does not make any sense.
Same way the Celtics got 3 guys they're paying over $30 million a year. Like, now, if you're telling me we don't have the money to do that, all right, okay, that it is what it is.
We don't have the money to do that. Our owner doesn't fork out money that way.
How do you know?
Yeah, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We've been here. Why did I have been here for 20 plus years?
He's lumping you in with them, Whitey. You buying that? You agreeing with that?
You know Vivek personally, Whitey. That's what he's saying. You've been here.
I've been here a long time.
You've been watching his wallet.
Vivek has never had the opportunity to pay this much money to keep a good team
selective,
together.
Whitey, on the words. He's never had the opportunity. Yes, he has. He had Malone, and he got into it and didn't pay him. And all of a sudden, it set us back 10 years. So I'm telling you guys, he's not going to fork out the kind of money you think. If we get LaVine, Keegan's gone. I can mark my words on that.
Well, thank you for calling, Jeff.
Not happening.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Okay,
thank
thanks.
you. Yeah, if you keep Keegan, you can pay him. If the team is winning, they'll keep it together.
Right,
I think we don't know. That's bottom line is we don't know what.
That's the
but
thing.
As far as 20 years ago this happened, I don't think that necessarily applies.
Right. That I don't think that applies.
One owner 20 years ago.
Right. Exactly. And if
the Maloofs paid a lot at the time.
Right.
The Kings had a higher payroll than the Lakers. When the Lakers beat them in 2002, the Kings had a higher payroll.
Exactly. So where does this narrative come then? Where is this coming from then? Like, why is this a worry? Like, we don't have the money or we can't afford. Like, where did that start? You guys I don't know. I haven't been around long enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm kind of with you, White. I haven't really seen an opportune time and I'm just talking about Vivek. I'm not going back to, the Maloofs. I'm going back to Vivek. The team has never been good.
Yeah.
For him to flex his muscles.
Right.
Which is, and he bears some responsibility
Sure, of
for
course.
that.
Absolutely.
But I don't see any example of where, wow, if they'd have just paid this guy, everything would be great.
He's bowed out.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example. I do agree that they should have kept Malone, but I don't think that was about money.
No. And I mean, I can go on record with knowledge if that was, and we know that. People know that wasn't about money. That was, macho man versus macho man. There were some other things going on. And so we got to do a little better job when it comes to, really picking and choosing and saying certain things, because guess what? That paints the narrative to the national media. That paints the narrative of and that's what Drapes is saying is Drapes has come in, and I've said this quite a bit, and I think we're all saying this. There comes a point in time we have to think different and act different, right? And so that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And this ain't a rah-rah speech or nothing like that, but if we're not willing to, and Drapes, you said last time, your sources told you threshold pay, everything's not going to be a problem.
Right.
If there's a way to win a championship, they're going in.
Right. That was earlier this season, back in January. I was told that. And so, but that's how you got to be, right? If you're really going to win the championship, you can't be looking at the margins and cutting costs and try to penny pinch because it just won't work.
Right. And I'll say this, last offseason, Kings were criticized. I criticized them. We all criticized them for not doing more. But as far as the financials, they paid Sabonis a lot more money than some people said they should have.
Right.
That's
exactly.
a fact.
They didn't penny pinch on Sabonis.
No, some
right?
people said they didn't have to give him that deal then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They overpaid, arguably, for DeMontis Sabonis.
So I think it's an open question. I'm not reached the same conclusion that Jeff is at the same time. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Robert on Sactown Sports. Hello, Robert. What's up?
How you guys doing, man? You got to put me following after that phone call. Man, unbelievable.
Yeah, you'll be better than him.
I'll guarantee it. Or you never take my call again. I'll tell you what, man. If you own a business, and I'm a business owner and I work, you don't put money into a business unless you find an opportunity. It's just like the stock market. You don't just go and say, okay, you know what, we're going to take Caruso today, but you know what, we're going to throw in Barnes and pay you his $20 million too, just because. So anyways, long story short, I do have some, you guys ruined my drive home today. Now, Caruso's not a superstar, but he would have fit in really well with us, man. He plays so hard.
Yes.
He plays so hard, and he's a good defender, and he's got some dog in him. I'm just so over us being so nice. You're not going to see me run on the court this year, but I'll tell you before I do it. But it's like, man, I can't stand us getting knocked down with, they call them flagrant calls now, but they're not. And we just stand there and watch. We don't jump up and get in anybody's face.
Right.
And this kind of leads me into Keon. I love Murray. I love him as a person. But here's the deal. if you look at it, when you've talked about this before, guys, if you look at the other teams and we say, oh, we can give them Barnes, we can give them Hooter, they are not play other than Barnes on a championship level team. He can probably help them, but other than that, it's not very attractive to get. I mean, to trade with somebody, you're gonna, unless you're Danny Ainge, where you just have the ability to just get over on everybody. We got to give up something. Mm-hmm. And here's what I propose.
All right.
Okay. I don't have any necessary fits on players, but we've got to make moves. That was our mistake last year. We tried to get by like the year before and go through and got better, but now we can't sneak up on anybody anymore, and everyone else got better. Everyone else made moves, and they benefited off those. I think now is the time, and it could be a mistake. Now is the time to include Murray in some of these conversations and just see what we can get. I do think it's a good risk because no matter how good he gets, I just can't stand. Kyle, you need a point guard. I'm a short Italian. I'm not going to tell you what I am, but I'm a short Italian dude, and I'll run the point for you guys. And you know what? You'll see more dog in me than you'll see in half the NBA right now. Dog. I'm telling you. I got your back.
Hey, I feel you, man.
Ball. I'm telling you. I got your back, and that's what I got to see. So I think it's a good time. We've kind of put him off. He's off limits, whatnot. If we want to get better, we've got about a 4-year window with Sabonis and Fox before they start on the decline. They're playing hard, but I think we're either going to be a mediocre team because we're not going to get good draft picks. The only way we're going to get better as a small market team is through the draft, which is difficult now because we're out of the lottery for the most part. And then free agents. When other than Vlade, name me a free agent since 2001 or 99 that has come to us. That's
Malik Monk was the biggest one.
Yeah.
And at the time, his value was lower.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you very
Good
much.
call, man. Y'all forgetting George Hill. Come on, man. Y'all disrespecting some people.
Jay.
Very disrespectful. Costa Kufas,
Zach Randolph.
Ryan Hollins.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Ron Sessions.
Vince Carter.
Well, I don't know what he's like on the court, but as Robert was talking, I could just see him as another kind of Facundo Campazzo.
Campazzo out there running the point, huh?
Yeah.
Just a little short guy just running the point.
Well, look at his proposal. Also, congratulations, you're fired. Next on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. This 4th of July, we know it's right around the corner, and we know what that means. Grilling, hanging with family, for me, even golfing, and of course, riding around in my all-new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. I'm here to tell you this 4th of July is the perfect time to celebrate with incredible lease offers from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You can drive your dream car for just $444 per month with $4,000 down. Or you can enjoy 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned models. I urge you, go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now. I did it, and it's the best car driving experience I've ever had. From the sales team to the service team, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton treats you right. So get your dream car right now and enjoy it over the holiday weekend. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Stockton today or online at mbofstockton.com. Just tell them your boy Drape sent you.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day. We're treating our Tropic Rewards members to a free smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Order an app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. 3 cheers to our Tropic fam. Terms and conditions apply.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-467-0842 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-467-0842. That's 800-467-0842. What do you have to lose? Call 800-467-0842. Again, 800-467-0842.
I just like the sound. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Wow. After a roller coaster of a season, the off season is starting off in roller coaster fashion. We've had several dips today, just today. And we still don't really know anything about what the Kings may or may not do. As people wonder about Malik and, did you see what he posted to Instagram? He's going to the Rockets. No, those are just lyrics to a song. Well, that's okay. Maybe the Kings can get Zach LaVine and they can get Caruso. No, Caruso traded today from the Bulls to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for Josh Giddey. So things are happening. The Kings are not involved in them. However, we did get a report just a short time ago, a report from NBC Sports. Actually, it's Evan Sittery, who had this report. Bulls are in active trade talks with the Jazz and Sixers centered around Zach LaVine, per at KCJ Hoop, who we're hoping to have on tomorrow. That's our guy.
He'll be here tomorrow.
Covers the Bulls for The Athletic. We talked to him a little bit. Was it last week or the week before? So that would suggest that the Kings may not even, right now anyway, be in on Zach LaVine. So, Jay, I think it's going to be this way for weeks. What about this guy? This guy'd be great. They could get this guy. They're not getting that guy. Now what? We're gonna, I think
it is.
It's already happened once today with Caruso. Maybe it's happening with LaVine. That's okay. I think that's just kind of the way it's going to go. As long as the Kings can figure out something, I think we're going to have to be, kind of just letting it roll off our backs a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Every single day is a new day, right? And so every single day we'll hear a new rumor. Now that it's off season, draft is a week away. We're going to be talking about so many different names and throwing so many guys at you and, this person's that, until it's officially done, like we've seen with the Josh Giddey and Alex Caruso. You just don't know, like you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. So many smoke and mirrors, pump fake, fugazi reports, put this out there so we can get more value. We're in that time now.
The season of disinformation.
Come on, barter time, baby. Wheeling and dealing.
I have to tell you, and he'll be here in just a minute. I had to step out for a minute. I'm worried about Drapes because if Zach LaVine ends up going somewhere else, I don't know if he can.
He might have a conniption right here in the studio.
Angry, but he'll be depressed too because he's got his heart set on that.
Yeah, but I do think Drapes is sharp enough to know and understand. One thing Drapes is he's a proud guy when it comes to his opinion, and he wants to be as close as as educated as possible. But I also think in this situation, he'll definitely accept a consolation prize. And I say a consolation prize, and Zach LaVine is his guy. That's who he's pinpointed. That's the person he wants. But he'll accept a Brandon Ingram. He will accept, a Miles Bridges. He will accept a Jeremy Grant. Those type of, guys he's looking for. He just wants value. He wants someone that's going to move the needle and make this team a lot better.
Yeah, I think you're right. By the way, Monty Williams, before we get back to the phones here.
Big money Monty.
A year ago, Monty Williams, roughly a year ago, 14 months ago, whatever it was, he got let go by the Suns, right? And he got $20 million in the settlement. So then he signs with Detroit for all that money. He's there a year. He gets let go. And I think he picked up $65 million in that buyout. So that's like in the last 13 months, he's gotten like $85 million, Jay, just to go away, to not work. Here's 85. You're fired. Here's $85 million.
Must be nice because
yes.
I mean, and the other part of that too, it's like retirement. And you ever heard of this? Someone retires, you got the years in service. And you see it a lot of times, like in the military or, county, state jobs, you got the years plus the service and you get out 50, early 50s, around 50 years old, 50, 55. So you're already getting your pension, you're getting your retirement. And you're like, you know what, man, I'm going to go ahead and go back to work.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go right back to the same position I was just doing. And I'm going to go ahead and make that money. And this time, because I've already got my benefits, take those benefits off my checks. I'm going to bring in more money. And that's where Monty is at. Like I've even saw whispers. And of course, again, we're at a point in time throughout the season where there's going to be so much banter, smoke and mirrors, bartering, what's going on in the NBA offseason. But I've already seen his name floated out as assistant coach for the Lakers, assistant coach for some of these. I've even seen somebody throwing out he would be a great prime candidate for the Kings. Associate head coach.
Drapes?
Who are we talking about?
Monty Williams.
Monty gets $20 million from Phoenix to go away, comes to Detroit for a year. They just gave him $65 million to go away. $85 million in a year.
Let me borrow
to
$20,
stop coaching.
Monty. Matter of fact, don't let me borrow. Let me get the dub.
How about this? If I'm Monty, I don't even answer the phone. You won't hear from me for a year. I'm on the beach somewhere. I'm getting paid not to coach. And Jay's like, I've heard, he'd be he would be a great assistant. But if I'm him,
he's getting way more not to coach than anyone is actually getting to coach.
Exactly. I could, if I retire, I'd be done. $65 million.
You're out?
Yeah.
No, you love the sport too much.
Plus the 20 from last year.
That's the question. I was thinking about this driving in, fellas. What's the number that would get you to retire? 65 would do it for sure.
Mine's 85.
85? You're like, not a penny less than 66. But 65, your boy is done. I'm doing something else. I'm transitioning. I'm doing
so what,
business.
Man? What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm investing in a startup. I'm doing something because I'm trying to take that 65 to $1 billion. You know what I mean? And
back
coaching,
in Cabo?
Yeah, but coaching ain't going to get it done. So damn, it's good to be him though.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ramsey joins us.
Ramsey.
Sactown Sports. How you doing today, Ramsey?
Pretty good. Just wanted to get back in on the baseball conversation that you were having about 10, 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Especially with the game going on at Rickwood Field.
Yeah.
I ordered my hat. I got it.
Great.
But as Jay was making the points, there's only 6% of Major League Baseball that's African American. A lot of people in the inner cities look at baseball as a slow game, but it's really not. But there's still stars that are African American, whether it be in Major League Baseball or right now, if you're watching College World Series, Tennessee's main dude is their center fielder, Kavaris Tears. #1 team in the nation. He's balling.
Made a nice catch yesterday. Griffey-esque.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Hitting the ball all over the park. So it's not like black folks don't play baseball. So I mean, there's still ways for Major League Baseball to try to reach out with this Rickwood Classic game, watching College World Series, and taking other entities to try to involve everybody. Even though I do understand this, it's a very expensive sport to play at the surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right,
but Ramsey, real quick too, guys, and you tell me, it's harder to play a game of pickup baseball than other sports, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like that.
No,
I
agree. I'll let Ramsey respond, but no, not for me.
We just need more equipment. Is your point?
You need more equipment, yeah. To go play a pickup game of basketball, you just need a basketball.
Yeah.
To go play football, you just need a football.
We need one person
with a basketball. To go play baseball, you guys are the baseball experts. Don't you need, gloves for everybody? I don't know. You guys tell me. Like, is that the reason why, the representation isn't as high?
I just think, and as Jay said before, I just think it's looked at as a slower sport, and people think because there's no action, why do they want to play? If they understood the strategy and the rules of the game, they would understand how nuanced and how great of a sport it really is.
Thank you, Ramsey. It is a great sport. The other thing is with baseball, I think this is the single biggest reason it's hard to get kids. There's more kids playing soccer now, I think, than are playing baseball.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Baseball is hard. It's really a hard game.
It is.
And, you got to have some stick-to-itiveness.
Mm-hmm.
But, as a kid, it's like, why would I want to do this? Is really difficult. I probably don't teach it well either. But I think that's one of the things.
I'll give you a couple things. I disagree in some form or fashion that because I look the way I grew up, it just took 3 of us to play.
Uh-huh.
We played strikeout.
Sure.
A pitcher, a catcher, and a hitter.
Oh, okay.
That's all I needed. Pitcher didn't need, if you had a glove, the catcher had a glove and a bat.
You got a wall, Jay. You only need 2 people. That's
that
how I used
part
to
too,
play.
playing against the garage.
Yeah.
A pitcher and a hitter.
Yeah.
And so, honing your skills doesn't take that much. Now, if you want to actually go get some ground balls and all that, but even then it takes 2 people. Sometimes, I'm the only child. I was the type of person, if no one could play, just as you said, I would throw the ball against the garage and work on my ground balls. So I disagree with that somewhat. The other point too, man, and this is just my experiences, because I have nephews who play all these things. And I got a bunch of friends who have sons, which I don't have, and they've played every single sport. I feel like it's not the look anymore.
Right.
When you look at social network, it's easy to post AAU basketball, football, tackle. Like, we have reality shows following Pop Warner. We have reality shows following AAU basketball, Overtime Elite, all these type of things. It's not what's in fashion anymore.
Right.
It's really not. Like, how many times do you go on your social network and you see someone post their son and it's edited and someone's making a diving catch, and I'm talking about their 7. Like, how many times have we seen people go viral? A 7-year-old a 7-year-old basketball player just because he hit a game-winning shot. Well, what about the game-winning home run?
Baseball's
what about
not cool.
It's not, and that's part of it. Social network is definitely separated. For me, the liveliness and the entertainment, the excitement that is brought around baseball.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, some questions baseball related are certain to pop up in Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. Which, did you hear, Jay?
All Philly edition, right?
Yes.
I guess Drapes found out that you and I were preparing some Philadelphia questions.
That's fine. I've done my research on Shibe Field. I'm ready.
Oh, there's this guy doing his prep work. Okay.
Whitey's Wayback Machine, the quiz for June 20th is next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give MVP's Pro Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not an MVP's Pro Rewards member? Join today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-857-5656. 800-857-5656.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorrento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the all-star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. And Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to UpsizeMatters.com. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. Make that change. Make the all-star team. Get your girth on. Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento Summertime Heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Jay's going crazy.
Touch the nerve right there.
About how expensive it is to play baseball. JC, that's expensive to play basketball. With the shoes and the entry fees.
Man, come on now. These cats over at Hardwood Palace every weekend throwing that 150 out. Just saying, though, again, I have tons and tons of friends who do it. Paying for referees.
We could get into this. Not right now, but we know the reason, to Jay's point. Basketball is hip, sexy. Who are the faces of sports right now in our country?
Yeah, I know.
Who?
Hoopers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be
Baseball,
Anthony Edwards.
That's right.
With travel ball, baseball is, I think, more than it's ever been in my whole life. It's almost becoming almost like a country club sport.
Yep.
Not quite, but more than I've ever seen it in my life.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I hear you on that.
Yeah, travel ball.
Yeah. And I know people that do it. I got friends whose kids do it, but
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's pricey and it's time consuming and it's not very accessible to everybody like the old little leagues used to be.
Yeah. No, you're right. My dad used to coach Little League baseball.
Yeah.
I never got into it though. Even though he was coaching, I was football and basketball, mostly basketball back in the day.
Must have broken his heart.
Yeah. He loves baseball too. He's a baseball guy. That was his #1. Sorry, it happens, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
True.
Yeah. I'm sure he's proud that you found
I found
your
my
own
call.
passions.
Yep.
But I wonder if it hurts him if he ever hears how you do in these baseball questions.
Oh, he'll be happy tonight because I'm gonna win this one.
Oh,
I got this. Oh, hopefully you rigged it for me like you did Jay the other day.
Not rig it for anyone. I don't rig it for anyone. Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for June the 20th. Have you won both games this week, Jay?
Of course, man. Come on now. Bring that first question my way.
Now, hold on. We've only had one this week. I wasn't here Monday.
Okay.
We had Tuesday. We were off Wednesday.
Okay.
Don't give him too many wins here.
But I'm off a couple back-to-backs. Last Friday, I sent them to Mexico, or Thursday, I sent them to Mexico.
Keeping the score over there. Okay.
I just know I'm off back-to-back here.
All right.
Hasta la vista. Yeah. Okay. We have 1993, 2004, 2004 again, 2013, 2015, and 2019. Jay, as the current champion, you have the option. You want to go first? And if you want to go first, which year do you want?
2003A.
2003. That was 04.
04, excuse me.
04? Okay. This day, 2004, June 20th, he loses the U.S. Open by 2 shots to Retief Goosen. 5 years to the day after he lost the U.S. Open by 1 shot to Payne Stewart.
Of course, I will get it.
I don't know this one, but I think I know.
2004, he lost the Open by 2 shots.
Okay.
And so that would have been 99. He lost by 1 shot.
I think I know it. Phil Mickelson.
Correct.
Yay! Come on, baby.
How you know that,
Lucky,
Jay?
baby.
How you know that?
He struggled in the beginning of his career. He
Damn, how'd Jay get that one?
Phil Mickelson, baby.
He only know 2 golfers.
That's
Tiger
not
and
true.
Phil.
That's the right
it.
one. Kyle Draper. Where do you want to go? 93, 04.
2004. Let's clear it out.
2004. This date, 2004. Who became the 20th player and the 6th youngest player ever to hit 500 home runs?
2004.
The 20th player and the 6th youngest player.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez is not correct.
Oh!
2004.
Jay for the steal.
2004. Give me one more time. One more time. No, I can ask the question one more time.
20th player to get to 500.
Dang,
6th
20th?
youngest.
And 6th youngest.
6th youngest, 2004.
I'm thinking of 2. I'm going 04, man.
We do need
Frank.
This guy.
Chipper Jones.
No.
Ken Griffey Jr.
That was going to be my second.
It was Griffey, Frank Thomas, or Chipper Jones.
So, right, Jay, you have the lead, 1-0, and you're up again. 93,
okay.
2013, 2015, 2019.
Let's go 93.
On this date, 1993. This will be a closest to.
Yeah.
So do you want to go
No,
first?
he don't get all that choices.
Yeah, that's what you do when it's your.
It's my question, right?
Yeah, you would get the same if it was your
I'm
question.
letting Drapes go first, of course, baby.
He using my strategy now. He using my strategy. I see you, Jay.
Drew Carey style, baby.
I see you, Jay, using my strategy.
Bulls win their 3rd straight title by beating. Now, if you get it on the nose, you get it.
I
Bulls win their 3rd straight title by beating Phoenix in 6 games behind. Michael Jordan, named MVP,
Yep.
set a finals record by averaging how many points per game in the finals?
37.
37.
I think it's 35.
41.
Oh, yeah.
Your boy,
yes, sir.
41 a game. I remember a few weeks
that's
ago you were
amazing.
asking something about how did Michael Jordan become Michael Jordan?
Yeah, that's it right
how he
there. I
became
know.
Michael
That's
Jordan.
all it.
All right. So the times have turned.
Gary's at home listening, like, yes, Drake.
1-1.
Which
and
my
now you're up.
years?
2013, 2015, 2019.
2019.
This is a big question right here. This day, 2019, after Zion went to the Pelicans and Ja went to Memphis, who did the Knicks take with the 3rd pick of the NBA draft?
2019?
Yes, sir.
RJ Barrett.
Correct.
Yeah. Jay, you in trouble, big dog. You in trouble.
2 questions left on the board. KD leading 2-1.
Okay, here we go.
13 or 15?
13.
2013 is another closest to
Yes.
Oh, man.
So do you want to go first?
Here we go again.
Drapes goes first.
All right, Drapes.
Drew Carey, baby.
See, don't be switching it up. For like the first week, you were going first. Now he's like, Drapes is right.
Because now he's flexing in hockey questions and all kinds. Yeah.
This day, 2013, Heat beat the Spurs in 7 games for the NBA title. In a series that set a finals record, the record for most international players on the 2 rosters.
What year was this again?
How many? 2013. Heat over the Spurs. Most international players on the two rosters in the finals.
9.
9. Jay?
Counting the Heat. 11.
Ooh. It's 10.
Oh,
So point.
Nobody gets that.
Yeah.
Dang, we were right there,
So it
Jay.
comes down to the final one here, 2015, and you got it right.
This the
Drake?
final one?
Yeah.
This, yeah.
It's on Draper.
We have overtime if we
Right
end up
here.
with a tie.
So hold on. I'm up, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you win, if you get this right,
If
you
I
win.
get this right,
Yes,
I win.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah. 2015. This date. The Red Sox benched this former Giant for hitting the like button on his Instagram account
Pablo Sandoval.
during a game. That's it.
Man.
That
It was in Boston. You rigged it. He rigged it for Drake.
Coming up, more on the game of golf. We have golf to go next.
How about
Coming up
that,
on
Jay?
Sactown
He
Sports.
rigged it.
How did he rig it?
What? Because
San
he went
Francisco
to
Giants.
the Boston. He went to Boston.
That's it.
That
It's
had
for
nothing to
both.
do with the Giants. It was Boston. It was a Boston question. Where were you working in 2015?
I don't even remember, man. I was just grinding somewhere.
That's a nice win. Nice win. Yeah, well played.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Boston, that's where you go. Why do you let him talk you into a question to go to Boston?
Honestly,
where he covered all the sports?
but I forgot he was in Boston.
I did.
I would have done it
I
anyway,
did.
but
He ain't even finished the question. I was like, I got this one.
Focusing so much on all
He
the
said
Philly stuff.
Giants, Red Sox.
Yeah.
Pablo, my guy.
Yeah. All right, golf to go is next. We'll be with you tomorrow on Sactown Sports.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we'd buy from ourselves. And right now you'll find